What I did know is it's time to get some XP. So we're going to pop a Sovereign Pot and see how much XP I can get by taking all these sagas. Give me the details. Free for VIP. Display reward score. Hello. Give me your 233,000. I have my Voice of the Master on. I have my everything. I have my VIP. I have 50%. I have my ship buffs. We're good. 390. Hello, Gisela. Hello, Istine. That's one level right there. Legendary Sunflask can destroy otherwise indestructible urns in the Hall of Heroes. Interesting. I've never understood why there are no breakables in town. I feel like there should be breakables in town. Hello, Lady Azana Winter. How are you doing? Give me the rules. No, give me your list. Give me the details. Skip one for free as a VIP. And claim the reward tier. Oh ho ho ho! So I can take my level. And this is one of the reasons why grabbing sagas is nice, because you can just pop a 50, and then I'm already up to 1.2 million XP while just standing here in town. There's something else I was supposed to do. Is that all the sagas? I think this is a heroic saga, I'm pretty sure. And I have Saltmarsh, and I have Saltmarsh and Ravenloft as well. I have to go do those. But yeah, so big news from the live stream. Here's what we got. The producer's letter is going to be coming out some point in the next 2 weeks. Apparently, also sometime in the next 2 weeks, I get to interview the executive producer for Saints Games. How cool is that? Can I upgrade the reward tier on this? With, how much is it? 15 shards? I mean, I did earn shards from coins, so sure. Why not? Now it's 207,000. Cool. So I'm going to be doing that, which is very, very exciting. And then I'm also going to be moving on to... have you done Fey? No, I didn't do Fey. I'm also going to be doing... so that should be exciting. Apparently it's happening in 2 weeks, which is when I got to find out about it. The producer's letter is going to be coming before the end of the year. Not end of the year, end of the month. And so is Update 53 coming before the end of the month, which I can only assume is because we're also going to be getting not just Update 53, but also... which is exciting. It's good. I like getting new content and new information. But the step beyond that is we should also be getting the anniversary event as well coming with that. So anniversary event could be good with new stuff. New content could be good. So it should be pretty exciting. As an example, one of the features in the video game that I was streaming yesterday, Lost Ark, if you're a VIP, you can repair from your inventory, use your bank from your inventory, use the auction house from your inventory, because you have a pet that gets bonuses for all these things, which is very cool. I should have taken... I'm going to respec after this.
Freed from death, resplendent, mighty, and terrible, they are destined to rule us all. And when they do, the Dracoliches will remember those who worked to bring about their
Go down
skeletal
here,
dwarves
get this.
scuttle around the cavern, busily mining ore. How great, how wondrous is our ruler, Arglorossi.
I think I remember where all of these are by heart, but I might
The
not.
conquered city defend her. The dark itself moves at her command. Her plans
Code bank from
encompass
Rant
the
DDO without
realms
fully
that
rewriting all of the
span
storage stuff.
centuries.
Well, I don't see why they couldn't.
She must prevail.
There's probably just a queue or a code to activate the bank vendor. So when you click on the vendor, it just calls the bank to your character. I have to imagine that there's a way to
We must
just
not
do
be
that from
alone.
wherever.
A death knight stands amongst the skeletal miners. Dig, he hisses. Dig because
Like, this
she
doesn't seem like
wants
it would be
Dig because your
the
cursed
hardest
bones
thing.
can never stop.
Well, in a quest is probably just a bad idea in general.
The death knight hisses.
Like, I think that being able to
once
call the
thought the
bank
same,
in a quest is
but the
not a good
darkness
idea
always
in terms of a
conquers.
general design.
Always wins. The death knight turns towards you. You there.
Because
Join us.
think of how many things you could either exploit or change. Actually, I don't know if you could exploit or change anything by being able to call bank inside.
Bones shattered into
That's a good question.
fragments.
I'm not sure.
For a moment, the pieces shiver and tremble. But then, at long
I'm trying to think.
last,
What could you actually do? If you had access to your bank or the auction house, what's the biggest exploit you could do in a dungeon? Go. Because you can do it in Lord of the Rings Online.
Are they trifling with us? We are the cult of the dragon, and yet they treat us as if we are.
But
a
what
band of
would that
superstitious
actually change?
tribesmen.
In Lord of the Rings Online, it doesn't matter. So, does it actually matter in DDO?
I pray my dragon queen herself will appear and show them what lies waiting in the darkness.
You wouldn't have to carry things like repair jobs and rest the Eladrin statues? Sure. I guess. Infinite collectible storage? Okay, this still doesn't seem like a problem to me. Like, you just have to town and do it anyway. Oath of Droam? What do you mean Oath of Droam? What's the problem? In and out spell absorb items, which are intentionally unique. Okay, so spell absorption. Sure. I could see that being a problem.
To find the dwarves had built a city inside her mountain.
So that's one thing. So that maybe you need some type of adjustment or fix for that. Sure. What other ideas?
Twisted the mind of Dagon so that he ordered a temple built. Not to any dwarven god, but to Null.
Because, like, spell absorption items are a thing, but they're not always useful. There are limits on spell absorption items.
That is how she dealt with the dwarves, and that is how she shall deal with all the kingdoms of men.
Like, they are useful, but you also have to give up, like, a slot.
Today she commanded us to equip ourselves for
I guess,
war.
in theory, you could use spell absorption items along the lines of, like,
Soon, Thunderholm's silent halls will once more ring with the sound of weapons being forged.
And I feel like I missed one over here. I'm trying to think of how you would abuse that. Like, what's to stop you from having non-exclusive spell absorption items as well? Like, I guess on the one hand, you're like, yeah, it's spell absorption items, but also on the other hand, you can just get scarabs of spell absorption out of the actual DDO store, so who cares? Like, you can already buy them, so who cares? You can already buy those things out of the DDO store, so who cares? Like, I think that's not really abusable because you can buy those things already. You can already spend money to get them. And I have to imagine that people who are willing to spend the money to get bonus spell points probably don't care about aren't going to invest however much amount of time it is to farm out all of those items just so they can swap them in and out of their bank. Like, dude, if I'm doing a raid or piece of content and there's some dude at the back being like, who has no control over their spell point usage, and they're just going to spend half of the raid swapping items in and out to, like, go get their mana back, I don't care. We're going to be done the raid. Like, literally every boss is going to die before that person is back 20% of their mana. I don't think people are going to deal with, like, people wasting their time trying to do those types of slow processes.
They were made to rule over mere humans. But splendid wings and armored scales, these cannot compare to immortality. And this is why the Dracolich,
so I don't see that being a problem.
Is the true and rightful sovereign.
No auction on quest items? I mean, maybe. Again, I'm trying to see, like, would there be a real damage from that? Like I said, Dungeons & Dragons Online is already okay with the idea of you having infinite spell absorption all the time, because you can buy those things out of the DDO store. But some of us solo.
Whoa,
okay.
There. Don't walk around so casually.
Oh, I'm gonna walk around casually. You can't stop me. Oh, go, laser. Go. Please. I have experience with these lasers. Okay. I'm like the laser whisperer over here. 7,500. Wait, did I do that to this one? Empower, maximize. I have double dragon breath, so I can go breath into breath. That's kind of cool. Yeah, but even if it's on, like, the solo club, again, I don't see that being a problem. Like, where's the downside? I don't know. I don't see there being, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal in terms of, like the abuse case of you can get something that you would normally buy out of the DDO store is like, okay, well, it's already complete. Like, Saints Row Games is already complicit with people just buying stuff. Like, how do you think people are doing R10 raid completions? because they're not buying potions out of the DDO store. And I'm not even against it. I don't care. I don't care if people spend their money on potions.
Have taken the artifact to the mountaintop to guard it.
I guess. I mean, I will say that there was one of the Path of Exile podcasts, or no, that Chris Wilson was on. He talks about how, one of these guys is like, hey, how come you don't give people a free premium tab so they can sell stuff and interact with the player economy in a better capacity? And he's like, well, the reason we don't do that is because the premium tabs are $5, and we want people to spend $5. He's like, and if we give people a free premium tab, people ask the question, do I spend $5 to buy this premium tab, or do I make a new account, which costs me no money? And he's like, people will use bots and other things to make like 30 accounts, and then they'll have just a bunch of extra tabs that they'll try to keep track of, because the $5 is not a lot of money to spend, and the amount of time you would have to spend on setting up all this other stuff is way more than $5 would be worth, but people will do it anyway because they just don't want to spend the money. And I guess I can see the argument where there would be a series of solo players who would much rather spend like 50 hours setting up their bank, so that way they've got, extra baubles and ring of spell storings and all sorts of stuff that they can click on whenever. Unsure if that's the actual Strimtom, but if that is Ravenloft Creek from my YouTube channel in regards to the monk build. Oh, I am actual Strimtom. I'm the real one. The real deal. I don't know. I just I don't see it being that big of an issue, and I think that it's probably something they can use to sweeten the deal for players without causing tremendous problems. And also, at the same time, it's important to note that it isn't free. This is another thing. It's also not free. All right? So it's not like you can do all this stuff for zero cost. You still have to buy VIP. So again, I don't see the problem. If you're still out here buying VIP, they're still making money. So who cares? Wicka Strim Shady. Yeah, you can call me Strim Shady. That's fine. It's not good because it's not representative of, like, me or the content that I do, but yeah, I don't see it as being a problem at all. They should do that. That way I can bank and stuff while I'm doing quests. So if I forget something in the bank, it'd be nice. That's alright, but not liking it very much? What don't you like about it? Hydrate, good call. For sure, but I'm saying, like, the concept of these things that would break, these aren't, like, things that are breaking. These are, like, oh, this could maybe make it so some small percentage of people spend a little bit less money. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. That's less so break. I was trying to think of, like, big game-breaking exploit. Like, content becomes insanely easy, and I don't know. You can, like, reincarnate 3 times in a row without it costing you any money, or some crazy shit. Quest, I guess DDO till I die. Have you done any of the, like, the group dungeons? Also, don't read the quest dialogue. That'll make your time so much more enjoyable. You know how when I play games, I'll be like, Elder Scrolls Online is really good if you read all the dialogue, and Lord of the Rings is really good if you read all the dialogue, and Final Fantasy is really good if you read all the dialogue. Lost Ark is best done when you ignore all the dialogue. Just slam that G key, interact, and you're good. I also hate Thunderholm Slayers. I'm probably going to do this till 3000 and then bounce. It takes people 1,000,000 years to go in and out of each dungeon, and they're really slow. And yeah, the Slayers just don't go quick. Like, the Slayers just go really slowly. Also, it takes like a while for all the monsters to spawn, which I hate. So it's like, oh look, there's 3 monsters in this hallway. All right. Oh, I forgot you can mount up in here. That's cool. Good idea. I'm going downstairs. Down we go. Like, we did the first dungeon. Not the first dungeon, but, I can't remember the name of it. But the big underwater, like, city or whatever. And, Morai something. Anyway, amazing. One of the best experiences I've had in video games in a very long time. All the bosses were really cool. The final boss was really cool. Just the game was just really, really cool. I had a fantastic time. Would recommend doing that dungeon a second time. Oh, hey, there's spiders here. Especially after the really fantastic time I had. It was great. I just enjoyed it. Hello, spiders. So, like, the group content and the dungeons, and basically the dungeons are nice because they get rid of all of the stuff that's really boring. The quest text, the characters talking, the dialogue, all of that stuff goes away, and it's just combat into action into combat, exploration. The desert, yes. That's the final part of the dungeon. The culmination of the desert is probably the best part of the game so far, and it is so good. Granted, we did it on hard mode, and also we had a group, and I think it scales to the number of players in your group. So it was pretty hard. A lot of attacks, multiple phase bosses. Yeah, man, that was just that was the bomb.
Skeletal dwarves scuttle around the cavern, busily mining ore. Why do they work so frantically when their city lies in ruins?
Just gotta shrine because I need mana. And Armin is the ultimate Chad. Dude, Armin, out of nowhere, he's like, yes, I am like a priest or whatever. And then he goes straight Super Saiyan. And then they just start fighting and flying around the room. That was so cool to watch. And he punches that dude's shield. Oh, man. I gotta say, I do like Armin. He's a good character. He's good. Again, you don't have to read or pay attention to any of the story because all of the important bits that actually happen in the story happen in the cutscenes. So you just watch the cutscenes and that's it. Almost everything every character says is unimportant. I guess technically if you don't watch the cutscenes, or if you don't pay attention to the story at all, you wouldn't know why you're like making the crown for the prince later on. And there's probably like a couple details here and there, but like the nuggets you miss are not worth the time you have to spend reading the very poorly written dialogue. And not even like, oh, but Strimtom is lazy because it's all, he won't pay attention to something just because it's not voice acted out. No, that's not entirely true. I am really lazy, and I don't like paying attention to stuff because it's not voice acted. But some of the moments where there is voice acting, holy mackerel. You can tell it's like, do a second take. You don't have to use just the first take. You can try it, see if you like the dialogue, and then if you don't like it, do a second take.
She waits in shadow and never shows her face unless she must, until the time is right. And yet, this pact with LotRO.
Oh, you did? Yeah. My understanding is that the dungeons and the raids in that game are very, very fun. So I'm excited to try out and get some higher level stuff. I might make a paladin. We'll see. Also, it seems like leveling up is very, very fast. So if you want to catch up like from one character to the next, you can go pretty quick. Stop that. Don't do that. Let's see, is there anyone down here? Nap time.
Stands amongst the skeletal miners. Dig.
Looks like somebody might have done this.
Dig because she commands it. Dig
Oh,
because your
no one went this
cursed
side.
bones
Sweet,
can
and there's a
never
magma
stop.
brute.
The Death Knight turns towards you.
Hey.
Join us. Join us in death. Dwarves used to forge mighty weapons in the fires of the mountain.
They started level 10? Yeah,
You think
but like,
you prevail?
I guess it's because they want you to start out with a bunch of skills, and so there probably was something at the, like because this game's been existing for a while, I have to imagine that maybe when the game first released, you did start at level 1, and then after an expansion at some point, they just started you at level 10, so instead of having one skill on your action bar, you started with like, you know, 10 skills on your action bar or whatever, so you, or like, because you start with 6 different buttons to press. Also, the hard reality that the attack button, like actually right-clicking to attack or pressing C to basic attack is almost entirely useless and is something you pretty much never want to do. That one took me a bit to kind of wrap my head around. I still sometimes do it, but breaking that habit's really hard on the Deathblade.
Dagon collapses, his bones shattered into fragments. For a moment, the pieces shiver and tremble. But then, at long last, they lie still.
Oh, hey, what's this? Imagine considering all the classes. All the advanced classes? Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, they probably had like a base class before you would advance, and then you would start with the advanced class. And then they just cut that at some point. That also makes sense to me. Hey, what's up, Ambergaru? In terms of like a general rate of progression. Hey, die. Why are there so few monsters down here? I don't understand.
For now, our future lies with Netheril. This alliance will guarantee our place until the reign of the Dracoliches arrives.
How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
Hearing you approach. Now prove your loyalty to her. Destroy the trespassers who have invaded her city.
Like I said, I think I'm going to do 3,000 Slayers here, and then I'm going to bounce. This place is terrible for Slayers when you don't have people who know where they're going and what they're doing. So even though the XP can seem good, it doesn't have... It's not always good.
This changes nothing, gasps the emissary. We do not matter. The future belongs
Basement.
to the
Basement
worms.
clear. Like, the entire lower floor is clear, so... I think I'm going to Shrine and Recall. Yeah. Characters at a certain level, you can boost your ults a bit. Yeah. Also, something I really like is the fact that every character earns the roster XP whenever you do stuff, which is great because the roster XP, in my opinion, is so smart. And something I wish they did in DDO, where you unlock minor benefits for your account. So basically, the roster XP is like, once you've earned enough points, you get like 1 extra hit point for every character on your account. Once you've earned enough roster XP. It like, would be the equivalent in DDO. And then you earn enough and you get 5 extra spell points for every character on your account. And eventually you can earn like, 150 hit points for your entire account and like, 350 spell points or something like that, and plus to a bunch of other minor stats. But yeah, I think they did really good with that. Fountain Roar, pink. Yeah. If you have, like I said, if you do end up playing, don't worry about, like, waiting for me. Just attempt epic levels since before the epic changes. Ooh. Epic levels are way better than they used to be, so you should be excited. They're gonna be good. You can have a good time. Epic level's good. Also, I have to imagine the Bard, like, levels well. It just doesn't level well when you're in a group, because my character, I didn't realize how much I move stuff. I literally knock things around constantly. That's all my character does, is I just knock things around. Any recommendations on where to start? Yeah, I would say if you haven't done anything, check open groups first. And then for me, I like to run, like, Lords of Dust. I like to run, so, like, the entire Eveningstar chain, I like to start with that, because that one's pretty good. What else? Every quest is good. Pretty much any quest that says level 20 on it is going to be a good option. So just sort by 20. You can even do the Fjarland Carnival. The Fjarland Carnival is now good experience for leveling in epics. How crazy is that? Keep on the Borderlands is also good. Actually, Keep on the Borderlands is probably a good starter, too. Just bear in mind, Keep on the Borderlands on Epic Elite is a little bit harder. That one's a little harder. Some of the monsters hit very hard. Specifically, the boss in the Bugbear Caves. Holy crap. Put it in delayed, so everyone just kind of knocks trash out of your AoE. Yeah. I can see that being a problem. Because there's so many ground-targeted things. I think that's a problem that How We Doing was having with his Bard as well. a melee tries to attack it? It is. Usually the way that you get around that, by the way, if you're a melee, is use Intimidate. That's why in every fighter build and every paladin build and every almost every build I recommend that has the capacity to do it, I go, hey, put points into Intimidate. Because putting points into Intimidate lets you ignore that. What's up to berries? How you doing? Oh, and the owlbear, true. I forgot about the owlbear. So yeah, people getting like frustrated about like, you know, or like getting knocked out of different AoEs, I can see that being a big deal, and it's probably going to happen a lot. I have to imagine that some of the tank classes, like the artillerist and the other guy, the gun lancer, probably have like maybe some lockdowns or some root effects that they have built in, so you don't have to deal with that as much. You can hold stuff in place for people that need it. I also probably could have changed some of my abilities. I just really liked my dash, but the dash attack that I had moved everything around like crazy, which is probably endlessly irritating to deal with. Can you stop having evasion, please? Thank you. I don't know if the UMD used the Oath Blade. Even with Charisma augments? Like if you buy a +8 Charisma augment? Yeah, it is kind of interesting. The game also doesn't tell you what classes do. I will say that's also another interesting, you know, little piece about it. It's not like other games where it'll be like, oh, this class is a tank, this class is a support. They literally just give you a little chart that shows you the power level of each class, even though it does have, like, defined roles.
Skeletal dwarves scuttle around the cavern, busily mining ore. Why do they work so frantically when their city lies
It's not
in
slotted. I don't
ruins?
think it'll be... I don't think that'll be enough. Well, isn't it 24 or something? 24, 26 is all you need? I mean, I would say it's definitely, at the very least, worth looking into. 26, okay. That makes sense. Thunderholm Slayers are definitely a lot faster when you can just mount up everywhere. Although they're not faster when there's literally no monsters to fight. Where are the monsters? Oh, I'm following you? Oh, okay. I thought you were upstairs. Or did you already clear the upstairs already? Or like the middle floor with all like the pseudo-dragon and the other room. Okay, I guess. Oh, you just go straight down? Okay. Well, I didn't clear that other side. I cleared the big empty room.
Stands amongst the skeletal miners. Dig, he hisses. Dig because she commands it.
This is going comparably fast, but like I said, I'm going to hit 3,000. I'm going to bounce. I don't think it's worth it to go past 3,000 in here. It's like 306,000 is pretty good, and then so I've earned not probably about 800k in here, and I think that's good enough. I'm just gonna finish off this like round because there's other people that are in the group that like are getting XP. But, like there's small packs, so even though there's like a whole raid, there's usually not that many people actually going around killing stuff when you're doing Thunderholm. Just keep that in mind. If you wonder why Thunderholm Slayers is sometimes fast and sometimes slow, Thunderholm is designed for a whole raid to be getting kills, so the packs are slightly smaller, but there's more of them, and they're all over the dungeon, versus, you know, one of the larger pieces of, or like Necropolis, like Orchard, where in Orchard, there's more dense packs because you don't have as many people, or like the area is not as big to be spread or doing stuff in. So you can have like two people, like one alchemist and one sorcerer, basically killing everything, which works out. Because they have like these stupid packs of 4 monsters, which suck. No monsters on that side, no monsters on this side. All right. And also, sometimes you just get bad spawns. And it makes me sad. Big sad.
A commanding figure addresses a crowd of Cult of the Dragon cultists.
I would go clear the side rooms normally, but I'm basically completely out of mana, so I'm going to do this instead.
This alliance will guarantee our place until the reign of the Dracoliches arrives. The emissary turns, hearing you approach.
Got her.
Loyalty to her.
Perfect. And now I'm completely out of mana, so I'm going to let other people do all the killing around here.
Scoffs the emissary.
Very well then, let the dead take their place.
There we go. Now I'm going to go around the corner and shrine so I can't get shot. Look at these sharpshooters. What are you going to do? Shoot me?
Changes nothing.
Ha!
The emissary.
No.
We do not matter.
Crap. Dragon Breath into... Oh, I don't have enough mana for even White Dragon Breath? Damn. I need more spell points. Oh, I took Wellspring of Power and I'm not even using it. That's silly of me. Epic Feats, Wellspring. And now we're going to jump to the Necropolis. And we're going to go to do Orchard Slayers. 30. Yeah, so if it's like, oh, there's 10 goblins, they just all take their turn at the same time. And I got buffs. Let's go. Ride.
Those accursed adventurers disrupted my ascension to godhood.
Oh, nice.
I'll make them pay.
Again, if anybody's like at work, I'm like, hey, you can just come here and AFK and I'll get you your XP.
The simpletons think I have been destroyed. That will allow me to plan my next attempt.
Move the mule to Argo to be AFK. I mean, yeah. Just out of reach. That sucks. Okay, this guy's immune to cold. Here's a jerk. Really? Screw you, Lich Avenger. I hate you. Oh, that's fine. I don't need people to fight. I just want people to AFK at the start to increase the monster pack size. It's like a buff in Path of Exile when you have like more monsters in your maps. That's all I want. Just want more monsters to show up in the maps. I have more than enough damage and clear speed to take care of all of this. Oh, full group. Beautiful. Let's clear. Still slows down a ton because I have to tab back and forth flip pages to find initiative stats. Oh, well, that's on you, though. You can have, like, more organization and do that a little bit better. If you're rolling it on Roll20, you can just either make sure you have the character sheet set up, or you can do it by hand, which is oftentimes really nice. So if you want to do it ahead of time, it's also good. You can even make your own initiative chart. So before you do the game, write down on physical paper in front of you what the monsters are, and you can even pre-roll their initiative if you like before the day shows up. I wouldn't do that, but you could do that. Like, I'm fortunate, right? So I have 3 monitors. So actually organizing a lot of that stuff is very, very easy for me, where I put, like, all my monsters on one screen, and then the actual game on another, and then usually, I don't know, memes on the other screen.
My plan couldn't be going any better.
But yeah. Yeah, you could also just roll ahead of time. And also just picking initiative is when they want to go is perfectly fine. At the end of the day, you're running the campaign, so whatever makes it easiest for you is what you do. And if somebody else doesn't like it, just be like, well, it's my campaign. And this makes it easier for me to run. So either you run it, or shut the hell up. Did they reduce the pack size on Slayers? I swear you used to get bigger packs. No, this is good, I think.
Massive powers
Yeah, there we go. Now we're back to normal pack size. There we go. Max on the same initiative roll. Yeah, that's usually what I do. Because I do it on Roll20, I will keep track of each monster's, like, individual health points and stuff separately. That's about it. Okay, so we all went the same direction. So I'm going to go the other way. Because these guys can clear this side. Don't need everybody to go one way. So I will go this way. At some point, have 40 part members. Yeah. Again, I don't mind, like, as long as it still goes quickly, like I'm not finding like one monster per pack. And there we go. So these packs are back to normal. Okay, these are fine. I think it was just because a lot of the packs loaded. It's at the time of loading. So if the packs have loaded with only 1 or 2 players, they're only going to load with 1 or 2. They're only going to have 1 or 2 monsters in them. So it's all about just keeping track of your loading, I guess, where you're going. How far did 2 million XP from the Sagas get you? Level 23. So I started at level 23. Soon to be 24. What's up with this? 2 guys? Excuse me. Spawn, please. Oh, I don't do that. I actually, because I use Roll20, I actually put a health bar on all my monsters, so they can't see the actual hit points, but they can see a health bar on the monsters. Because it's easier than just describing how injured a monster looks. I just put on a health bar with no numbers. It just makes it easier that way.
Sought a solution to the eternal war. She thought.
That's why usually if there's a giant monster, they can see it, or more importantly, when they hit a monster for a big amount of damage, and the health bar barely moves, and they go, oh shit.
I was to bring peace to the elves and the dragons.
That is very fun for me as a dungeon master, because they literally go and they like hit the thing, and somebody's like, yeah, I did 40 damage, and I'm like, okay, sounds good, and then the monster health bar barely moves. It's like, oh, you did 40 damage? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. There's a tickle, I think, on my monster. Something happened. I don't know. My monster's foot is itchy, I guess. So just scratch its foot real quick. This is where it becomes a problem, because I'm running out of spell points. There's a shrine right over here, so I think I can get these couple packs. That's one. Monsters but players to take their turns all at once. Players all taking their turn all at once is difficult because then you'll have players. I don't think that'll make it faster because you have players arguing about who gets to go first. Also, the benefit of players and monsters in between each other is it actually makes fights easier for the players because it means that if all the monsters are doing something, that means the players can't react to anything you're doing. Which means if all the monsters go, then all of the monsters get to attack and kill however many people they want, and no one can do anything to defend against it. None of your players can fight back at all. It's just an auto-lose, basically, at that point. So if somebody takes a big critical hit, oh no, I'm about to die, and it's like the first attack from a monster, well, guess what? All the other monsters are going to do something, especially if they have like 3 different types. Okay, that's good. That's also good. Go. Fear immunity, and we're set. Let's go. There's some things penicillin can't cure. Some mobs say their HP doesn't move, they get damaged. That's also not a bad idea. Yeah. It's a good fake out as well. It also helps indicate some different effects. So, for example, like my monster's turns will start and they regenerate their hit points. Okay, that guy's invincible. My monster's turn will start and they regenerate hit points. So their health bar just goes up for some reason. They go, wait a minute, why'd the monster's health go up? And it's a way for me to not have to explain, well, the monster's health increases. They see it happen, and then they have to make deductions about what's going on, which I like as well. Non-Newtonian ooze. That's actually a really fun idea. Oh my god, you're immune to burning blood in elemental form? That's sick.
She said she was so sorry. So terribly sorry.
See ya.
It was the only way she knew how to save me.
You're more skilled than you look. I am.
They had destroyed every living thing that bore the dragon.
I have loads of
If
packs
followed
on the
it,
east
I
side,
could
so...
not possibly live. But there were other ways, she said. She was a great wizard, and I must trust her.
Like, go to the start and go northeast, and you'll see
For
loads
the
of
sake
packs.
our legacy, for the sake of the blood of Vol, I must endure.
The thing about Orchard Slayers is it's all about coordinating and going to the right areas. If you send people to the 4 different corners of the map, you're going to be doing really, really well in terms of the killing speed. Like, we're already at 1600, and it's been, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe? Not resetting. Unless a person's just recalling because they're recalling. Loads of mobs east. Is walking through bear traps and being immune? You're immune to bear traps? Really? I did not know this. I just figured like burning blood was more like a, you know, like a more flavorful spell. Not it actually doesn't affect monsters that don't have blood. 'Cause who would expect DDO to actually have that level of continuity on its different monster effects? I can not agree with that because mines can, they're basically just detonated charges. So a bear trap may go through you, but a mine could be explosive, or a magical mine that shoots out. Like, what if it's a mine that when you step on it, it launches anti-elemental spray at you? I also said it via voice chat. Don't feel like you have to listen to the live stream to know what's going on. I like it when people listen to my live stream. I don't want anyone to ever feel like, just because they're in a group with me, that they have to like listen to the live stream to know what I want people to do. If there's any time I give like somebody a direction in a quest, I'll usually like actually type it in or say something about it. I'll be like, hey guys, we're going here, or we're doing this. Konami code. Okay, there's some guys over here I missed. And there's a whole bunch of guys over here I missed. Poison trap that inflicts huge damage. True. Yep. But yeah, there's like a billion monsters over here. Easier and I find more fun. Oh, 100%, yeah. It's also nice to have something to listen to in the background while you're doing something. I find, like, one of the benefits of Slayers is you kind of don't need to pay attention. You just kind of mindlessly run around and attack monsters. And so if I'm mindlessly running around and attacking monsters, maybe I should be watching TV, you know? Okay, now, I'm going to head over to the shrine, maybe? No, there's one more pack I can kill, and then I head to the shrine. Really? That was bad. That was also bad. That's good. There's a Thunderholm room with like 20 poison jets. Is there? In Thunderholm? Maybe I haven't explored that far, but I don't think I've ever seen that room before. Probably on me. Not taking enough time to explore. Neutralize poison spell is also fantastic. It's super useful. It's useful for so many different things. Oh, Haunted Hall of Eveningstar. Okay. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I know Thunderholm pretty well, and I don't remember the Poison Trap Room, but I will defer to other people's expertise. I'm not, like, the best at Thunderholm. Because I try to avoid it when possible, because I find Thunderholm can be, like, exceedingly tedious sometimes, and slow. Like that Thunderholm group we were in. It was, like, not too bad, but wasn't too good either. Also, for doing Slayers, so you know how I usually take Dragon Breath over Burst? For doing Slayers, Burst is significantly better. If you're trying to, like, get kills efficiently and just kind of go, zoom, zoom, zoom. Because you just jump in the middle of a pack, explode, move on to the next pack. Versus Breath, you can kind of shoot it right through the middle. Yep. Okay, now I'm feeling the reset. You have a pair of boots with a mythic neck boost? That sounds rare. Okay, now let's reset. Not all the monsters are dead, but a lot of them are dead. Get this out of here, and Dimension Door, and I'm outie. Like, usually we can shoot for like 2,500 kills each. And if we have a Bard buff, that'd be sweet. Where we go places? Because we have a Bard. Ho ho ho, look at that. Also, it's nice to give the dungeon a second. Basically, by waiting like a 30 seconds-ish, it means all the packs in the whole dungeon are going to load in with extra monsters, which is good. So it kind of just spreads it out. So then when I start running around, as you can see, there's a pack with like 10 guys in it. And now it does not have 10 guys. My Dragon Breath just deleted itself from the universe. Liver ingredients will be useful someday. I believe them. I know that Linabel wants to do something with those ingredients. When I've mentioned before, I was like, yeah, you guys should delete those from the game. He's like, what if we did something interesting with them? And I'm like, all right. I'm waiting. Like, what if? Hit me with that eventuality. Sounds good. What if? Let's see. Yeah, unique materials creating unique craftables is cool. I like that concept. I think that's good design. So where is it? Where craft? I feel like that meme with the orangutans on the couches just being like, where craft? Where recipe? How do I use this? Again, I love the idea of crafted investment, where like it takes time to both level up the skill and also get the materials to make something, but then the benefit is that your character has some kind of unique effect or buff or ability. I think that's great. Investment systems that require further investment is like MMO cocaine, you know? It's like, oh, I have to spend a bunch of time working on this system, which then gives me the ability to spend a bunch of time grinding something. It's like exactly what you want to see out of your MMO style video game. All right, well, that's 3,000. Nebula frag? Oh, what if that's true? What if you take all the mystic ingredients and throw them in like the mystic, like the Kenneth crafting hall, and it makes like a nebula fragment? Yeah, there's like some secret recipe.
The eastern crypts house the bodies of those most faithful to the Black Abbot.
Oh god. A lot of bad guys. Must go. Screw you, red alert. I have no need of your alerts. See ya. Yeah, DDO's pretty good. But yeah, so systems like that, like systems on systems. As a MMO player, I do not mind grinding in video games that are MMO-style video games. That doesn't bother me, because that's kind of the market. It's like, if you play an MMO game and you don't like grind, I don't know what you thought you were getting into and you started playing an MMO. That is the main business model. They got to keep people playing somehow, and the way that they do it is by making it repetitive as hell. So that's the main... You know, the main workings of an MMO. So if you want to play an MMO with no grind, you should pick a different video game style that you would like to play. Go play Call of Duty. Go play a single-player game. MMO games have tons of grind, because that is how you keep people and playing your game even after they may have otherwise lost interest. By putting something in that is trivial and minor, and also annoying and frustrating, and using that level of frustration to keep people motivated and to want to continue playing. That's how it works. MMOs 101. Oh my god, how did I do this to myself? I can't believe I've done this.
What about Shop Tools Machining and Grinding Simulator?
Yeah, those simulator games are also very repetitive and grindy, especially a shop tool and grinding simulator. Like if you have a game that simulates, you know, running around with an angle grinder, that would also involve a level of grind. I would argue that there's like a different level of grind, that there's different levels of grind in this product. You know, it's not the same type of grind, but similar for sure. But Destiny gives renewal, epic, or Unyielding Sentinel. Important note, you cannot cast renewal while raging. So if you're playing as a barbarian, you basically want to use the Primal Scream heal as your barbarian heal. I was going to use mindlessly. He prefers FPS death matches instead. Well, yeah, they're way more interesting. You die. Thank you. Guy's just trying to run away. Would EA stance work raged? Yes. It's a passive, so it's just going to always be healing you. ABH, always be healing. Grinding for a new angle grinder to make an herb grinder? Oh, yeah. I have to imagine that, you know, as somebody who has dealt and worked with a lot of people in the trades, I tell you what, a lot of people are big on the herb and probably are very experienced with herb grinders. Checking down here, don't see any packs. I see one pack there. It looks like I missed a little bit. Oh shit, this is a big pack. How did I not hit these guys? Get deadified. Quick Cutter versus Adrenaline. I like Quick Cutter, but Quick Cutter is better for bossing. Adrenaline is usually better for individual packs. Although, important note, Quick Cutter is better than Adrenaline until 26, at which point at 26 you've got all the Adrenaline upgrades, and Adrenaline is basically just better, and that's what I would use instead. Okay. How's this guy still knock me down? What a jerk. I have nothing to throw at this guy. I have that, I guess. Yeah, sorry, Fury of the Wild heal. Yeah. The one where it's like whenever you rage, you heal, or the one where you use Primal Scream, you heal. And also the passive Mantle heal is actually a lot. And there's also the thing where when you get low on hit points, you start healing, which is actually a lot. It doesn't look like it's a lot, but it's surprisingly good. I just cleared this way. God, Sorcerer is so good. I will never get over how fun it is to just run around and blow everything up on the entire screen with Sorcerer. Never. I will never get over it. It's too good. There's still a bunch of Slayers everywhere, and somebody just found a Rift of Ice. That's great. Rift of Ice is huge. That's several hundred kills in a very short period of time. What I want to do is ideally get to the next rank at 5,000 and then go level. Although technically it doesn't need to happen, but we can easily get 2,500 per run. That's why. Like, there's more than enough monsters in here to do 2,500 monsters per run. Is there any pierce absorb? Any piercing absorption in Epic Destinies? I don't. Yes, there is. An Exalted Angel. I believe Exalted Angel has bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, absorb 10%. I think so. It's like the tier 4. Maybe. No. I don't care about this. Okay, I think this might be pretty clear. I don't see any monsters, but I really want to hit this 300. I don't know where I would find monsters. Is it? Oh, well, yeah, it's dragon form. Yeah. Yeah, because you pick up dragon form. Oh, hello, monsters. I knew there was going to be here. A lot of people also don't go to the northwest, like around this area. Also, apparently we have red alert, and I don't know by who. So somebody's got lots of monsters to kill. It's 100. Tier 5 Dragonborn is 100%. Or like 100 damage. Which is a lot. 100's a big number.
This tower rises high above the orchard.
Oh, so I forgot that monsters also respawn in Slayer zones. Which is really weird and screwy if you're not used to it. So you can't actually get wrecked by monster respawns. Yeah, it's 5-minute, epic moment. And then you also have to trade in. Also, since it's a tier 5, it's not good. Why do you need piercing damage reduction? What's happening? Is there some monster? Talking about tanking the Lord of Blades and a Spear of the Mournlands is kicking your ass? Okay, I'm actually out of monsters. No. No. There's got to be something. I just want to hit 5k before we reset. Ah, there's 2 packs. Yes. Alright, cool. Okay, we can reset.
Two massive piles of bones have been placed here in the orchard.
Alright, that guy's out. Sweet. Now it is reset. We're good. Happy Chemical sounds like a neat character name. Yeah. Then I get some boofs and we're all set. There's a negative aura version of Draconic Breath from Heal Pale Masters? No, it does not. It is a monster-only effect. If it did heal Pale Masters, that would be completely insane. It does not do that, sadly. That would make it very good. Alright, 2,500 to go. Let's go. Let's get some Slayers going. Why did those monsters go all the way over there? Oh, I don't know why, but they died for it. So good job, guys. Yo, what's up, Halran? How are you doing? Are you still rolling around in Lost Ark? And if so, how's your experience been so far? Because I know you were playing a little bit, you were playing when we were all playing yesterday. Oh, my posture's good, you guys. Don't worry. I'm sitting up straight. I'm feeling good. I got a high amount of energy. Just having a good day. Playing some DDO. We've already talked about a lot of the big news, like the fact that I'm going to be doing a interview with the new producer. Apparently next Friday. I wasn't sure if it was going to be this Friday, next Friday, anything else, but yeah, apparently next Friday as per the announcement, so that should be pretty exciting. So look forward to that. I've already put together like a whole bunch of stuff, so I did farm chat for some questions about like, hey, what would you guys like to hear about? So unfortunately, I don't have time to, I'm not going to be making any adjustments to my current existing plan, but yeah. Swapping to Gunlancer. Ooh. What did you start with before Gunlancer? Or before you've been thinking about it? Shadowhunter. Oh, right. Yeah, because we were both in town. I forgot about that, yeah. And I was like, you played the same character as me, but it's mostly just because all the assassins start with the same very specific set of armor. That's a good way to put that, maybe? Question. VIP perks. Yeah, like I said, I can't change my question list. I mean, I probably could if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to. Like a real-time media personality. Look at me, Mom. I'm a journalist. I had to submit like a question list ahead of time. So I already did that over the weekend.
Massive piles of bones have been heaped in the
Which also, if you're unaware, is very, very, very standard practice. To, like, submit question lists for stuff if you're going to be interviewing somebody. Because, one, there might be some things that people don't want to talk about in an actual interview. It's very different than, like, just catching somebody, you know, is walking out of a movie theater and you ask them a question about something. It's like, hey, do you have a question about this thing? And it's like, And then also, it makes it better for me because then I get better answers because they already know what I'm going to ask. So they can actually have something prepared as opposed to getting a question and being like, I have no idea. Question, delete, dispel? Yeah, delete, dispel magic. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's going to be good. Don't click the link? Well, you know what? What if I do want to click the link, huh? You can't tell me what to do. Every 3 months of VIP, get a +5 healers, a free healers kit. That's actually pretty powerful. How about every 3 months get a healers kit, but for every subsequent 3 months get an extra +1 on that. So the first month you get a masterwork or a regular, then you get a masterwork after 6 months, 9 months +1, a year +2, that sort of thing. I think that would probably be a little bit better in terms of like a breakdown of some of that. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's starting with a +5 healers kit for 3 months. It's a pretty good perk, honestly. such a price. Can you die, please? Thank you, werewolves. No Lich Avenger. Oh, good time to lag. Yep, you get a free or a month of free VIP for Lost Ark if you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime. Which is sick because I already have a month of VIP on Lost Ark, but soon I'm going to have 2 months once I actually put in that code. Blade Barrier's okay. I'm not a big fan. There was a time where I liked Blade Barrier a lot, and that time was before the advent of Reaper mode. Everything changed after they added Reaper mode to the game. Stay together, please. Is New World dead already? I haven't heard anything about it. Well, I don't think New World peaked at how many people are watching it right now? 600,000 viewers on Twitch. That's a lot of people watching that. Also, what's happening in just chatting that has 800,000 or 600,000 viewers as well? There's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening in non-English, so I can't read any of them. Maybe something in French? Yeah, there's like 6 French streams that are in the top of just chatting with like 250,000 views. Get all enemies inside it would be pretty neat. Yeah, that would definitely make the skill a lot more, or the spell a lot more usable. I'd appreciate that if they did that. I'm kind of chugging it, changing at the idea. It's not that the game isn't fun. It's that there's not enough game. They just didn't make enough of a game. It needs more substance. They need more game, that's all. So if New World had more game inside of it, I think it would be more interesting. But it doesn't. 1,900 viewers. Poor New World. And you know what's worse? That's 1,900 viewers, with some of those live streamers being... Well, to be fair, part of it is like Lost Ark is taking some of the viewers away. But also, some of those 1,900 are still people who are literally being paid to play New World still. Not like Conspiracy or whatever. It's just companies like Amazon paid a bunch of people to play New World. And I'm certain that at least some of those people that are still streaming it are currently being paid to stream it.
This small isle stands firm against the dark, murky waters of the swamplands.
See, the only thing that I'm thinking about now is at some point Ashes of Creation is going to come out. And I have a big feeling that a lot of people are going to get really disappointed. Lost Ark is good. New World is questing together. New World is borderline impossible. Yeah. Play this game together, you guys. Like, it's actually such stark contrast, right? You can tell that Lost Ark is a game that has been out for a while, because in Lost Ark, if there's a room where you have to pick up, like, you know, 3 pieces of food, so everyone in the party has to go pick up some food, or something like that, like that's like a mechanic where it's like, oh, everyone has to pick up food. If one person in the group picks up the food, everyone in the group is counted as having picked up the food. If you have to get 10 kills, everyone is counted as getting the kills. If you have to kill a boss, everyone is counted as getting the boss. Like, they did some smart stuff to make it as easy as possible to do all this. Instead of everyone having to click on this thing, one person has to click on this thing. Whatever the thing that you're supposed to click on is. The food, or the fence, or the wall. Or this pillar that is protecting these guys from all the damage that I deal. Go away. Like, important note, as somebody who is an MMO player and enjoys the MMO sphere, I want these games to be successful. And it's one of the reasons why I enjoy Lost Ark, because while it's not the most compelling game in a story perspective, and, you know, they have a very provocative character art design. It's very fun, and there's a lot of really good decisions they made in terms of quality of life, accessibility, and being able to play with other people. The fact that everything is so easy, you can teleport everywhere. You can teleport to your friends, like, right away, so if you want to play with them. Like, stuff like that. I really appreciate when games make decisions like that to make it as easy as possible to play with other people in a group. Maybe a raid? Yeah. I gotta level up more. A lot of, like, skip past the dialogue and the cutscene. Plus, they added, like, just there's so many millions upon millions upon millions of collectibles all over the world. So, if you're bored and you don't have anybody to play with, you still have something to go do, and the collectibles actually turn into a tangible benefit. Because they provide current, like, permanent account-wide bonuses. Like, every time you get one of those seeds, it adds, like, an account-wide bonus onto your thing. So for every character. Granted, how many of those points, how many of those seeds do you need to pick up for all the roster levels? I don't know. I'm only at roster level 9. Leveling content? Maybe. Go away, Maroots. This threat is inevitable. Are you done? No? Oh my god. You done? Great. And useful information. Thanks. Guess you have to die. Thank you. Would like to kill more people. What? I don't get the treasure? Because I killed her? I guess. Yeah, New World, I don't know what happened with that one. The only person I know who actually played a whole lot of New World and really experienced a lot of it is Ipsum. Or sorry, Milk. And whenever I talked to him about it, he's like, yeah, it's fine. The PvP is fun. Or like every time he's mentioned it in chat. The Maroots, yeah. I killed them all. They're all dead. I killed them. Yeah, it's a damning sign when what people say about the video game is that the video game isn't fun. Yeah, so that actually reminds me of, you guys might not know this, so when, on the last episode of Dungeon Developer Insights that I did with Linabelle, we chatted about, like, hardcore seasons, and I was like, hey, in Lord of the Rings, they had, like, this PvP season where you could, like, PvP other players on the landscape, and it was kind of neat. That's how I would describe it, as kind of neat. I didn't say it was good, and one of the reasons I didn't say it was good is because they didn't make it a reason for you to PvP. So you could PvP, but there was no point to do it. Like, PvPing had no real reason or goal. Which was kind of interesting, I guess. So it was kind of fun at first, but also if you played on the team that had a smaller player base, which I was on, once you got to the higher levels, you just walked into an area and you got murdered by everybody. Everybody just killed you constantly. Yeah. Let's go to the Slayer Zone. Side. Shifters do it as well. Amber Temple? I don't really want to start at Amber Temple. I like starting here and then working my way up around and then hooking around to the Blue Water Inn this way. I mean, I do love Flame Skulls, don't get me wrong. Okay, so reduce the cost to maximize and quicken, so now it only costs 34, so my spell cost went down by a whole lot. So I reduced all my spell costs by, not 8, 6, and then an extra 9. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh yeah, there's lots of mobs near the temple. I will do that at some point. I just, I find the flame skulls are irritating because they're immune to cold, so that I have to cast 2 spells every time I want to deal any amount of damage to them. Whereas starting from here, I can just run down the hill, which makes it easier. And then probably just go around like that. Still, it's been, so an hour and 11 minutes, and I'm 4.6 million in. I am hoping I can get this done in 3 hours, but we'll see. I might not be able to do this in 3 hours. But Ravenloft Slayers are a lot of experience points, and in the future, I might also be able to get not just the Ravenloft Slayers. I'm hoping we'll be able to do Feywild as well, because Feywild's pretty good. No, do whatever you want. Actually, that's y'all needs loot. Yeah, if you want to drop y'all need loot, and then we can get somebody else. Also, the zombies are the best because the crawling claws count for double. So anytime you kill zombies in Ravenloft, beautiful. Yes, flame skulls are immune to fire and cold, and resistant to acid and lightning. Actually, I think they might even be immune to lightning too. Flame skulls suck. I hate flame skulls. They're one of my least favorite monsters in the entire, or one of my least favorites in, yeah, in the whole game probably. Seems right. They have almost no redeeming qualities. They just suck. Oh, I forgot I have energy burst now.
Papa died on the 7th. His heart couldn't take the strain.
Yeah, you can turn them. Yep. 25,000.
And indeed, no wolves have come since. Maybe Strahd is giving us time to bury our dead. Treating us like honored opponents on the battlefield. Or maybe he wants heroes.
Oh, right, he left. Ravenloft Slayers, Pikers welcome, and we're good. It also helps save on mana a lot, the energy burst. Is skeletal despite the fact that Minotaur skeletons take cold damage? Minotaur skeletons take cold damage? Today I learned. That's definitely going in the big book of things that I did not know. See ya. Yeah, flame skulls suck. I hate flame skulls. Whoever invented them or added them to the video game needs to not be allowed to touch the making monsters buttons. They're not allowed to make new monsters. No more monsters.
Quest.
Oh, nice. They're all back doing stuff. Okay, good. It's just not good not good fun to fight against. Monsters that have like tons of immunities, cast spells constantly, deal very, very, very high damage, like really high damage output with their spells, that are some of the most dangerous champions because of their multiple hit spells. Scorching Ray. They cast like Scorching Ray, Burning Blood, Chain Lightning, all sorts of bad stuff. Disintegrate, I think. And they always come in packs, and they're invisible? How are Flame Skulls stealth? That's the other thing, too. They should never be allowed to stealth. You should always be able to see them. They're on fire. Like, they're literally on fire. Like, I can see fire pretty well. So that's definitely something that can be adjusted. Wraiths are also annoying, but still. I don't think Flame Skulls use infrared. Because you can see the fire once they're unstealthed. But I don't know, maybe in like the original Ravenloft module, they are in fact stealthed. So wait, these are not immune to cold? They're not! Wow, they're just coded as Minotaurs. That's awesome. Where's the DDO Lego? It's Lego, like Lego My Ego. It's a fun, youthful abbreviation of Let's Go. It's Lego. Legu. Also, how you doing, boss? How are you feeling? Thank you for posting the video of me eating an egg into the Discord. I'm glad that gives you such comfort and happiness, because it does the same for me. And so I'm happy to hear that it also does the same for you. And sharing them with as many people as possible. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's just an old video of me being a goofball kid. And I like those videos. They're fun. Yeah. Like when people are, usually when you hear news about like, oh, unearthed video shows up of something happening, it's usually like, you know, like what happened recently, like a 15-minute super clip of someone saying the N-word and not someone goofily eating an egg. So I'll take my goofily eating an egg. It's pretty good. Yep, exactly. Is this a real shrine or a fake shrine? I think this is a fake shrine. It is a fake shrine. I was like, I'm pretty sure the only shrines are in Vallaki, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I actually was 100% sure. Reminds me of a video that should have been shared among friends around flip phones via Bluetooth. Yeah, dude. It basically was. We filmed that on like an old camcorder. It was not filmed with a phone. That was actually filmed with a video camera. Back when you couldn't just film stuff on your phone, you could, but you needed to film stuff with a video camera. Man, what a time to be alive. People using video cameras that aren't professionals.
And all I had left was death. My army settled in the valley of the road.
Yeah, but I don't need the loot. I just want the XP from murdering all these guys.
But with none of the gods' ways of justice.
I only care about the XP. Also, I hate wisps, because they run into the same problem. They spread out everywhere. They don't stay together, so you can just like instantly kill them. You're doing Slayers? That's right. It's because I did a 1 to 30 on this character, and then I got to 30, and I was like, I'm playing as a sorcerer, so let's do Slayers. So I did 1 to 30. I reincarnated yesterday, and now I'm currently 26 after an hour and 19 minutes of actual questing time. Put in my 50% pot. I figured I'd get 2 past lives in a row. Like, I don't want to do Slayers on every character, but I'm going to do 2 past lives on this, 2 past lives on my Alchemist, and probably 2 on the favorite soul I'm doing after that. Because why not? It's just free Slayers. Yeah. Plus, it gives me more time, because I don't want to reincarnate right away, because I have to post new build videos already, and I'm behind on that. So if I reincarnate, then I'll have even more videos I need to post, and then I get stressed out. So I'd rather just ignore that entirely and sweep that under the rug and pretend it doesn't exist, which is like the way that I manage stuff, you know. I'd just be very healthy. This problem? No. Oh yeah, exactly. So yeah, after this is going to be Alchemist Bombardier, because a lot of people have asked me to show off Alchemist Bombardier, and I was like, yeah, no problem, sounds good. And then after that, it will be Favored Soul Spellcasterer. Oh yeah, it's completely different. Important note, R1 can still be kind of difficult depending on your character class and what you're playing. So just keep that in mind, that if you are playing something that doesn't heal that well, you will still find some difficulty. R1 is closer to the way the old monsters felt. It's not exactly the same, but the monsters hit quite hard. There's like the dungeon scaling is full, so they have like tons of hit points, and they're just kind of slamming into you. Yeah, Reaper is much more difficult, but also you're like, oh, okay, Reaper mode is harder than regular mode? Oh, okay, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, favorite souls are very, very easy at doing, like, Epic Reapers. This character just did Epic Reaper. We did R3, I think, the entire way up. So I earned, I don't know how much Reaper XP. Probably, like, going from 20 to 30. An extra, probably 60,000, maybe? Because you do fewer quests in Epics, because you just get more XP per quest. Need more monsters to fight. These packs feel so small. Josh is suddenly go away. It's because my laptop is streaming you, but you're asleep. I mean, that makes sense. I sometimes am asleep while also at the keyboard broadcasting. Not usually out of tiredness. Laziness, maybe? Oh. Don't dispel my magic, you sons of bitches. Don't you dare dispel my magic. Get out of here, Forsaken Wraiths. Had to do double physio today. Ooh. Oh yeah, I imagine the recovery process has to involve like a lot of extra stuff. And especially since the recovery process is also related to your intake of oxygen, and your intake of oxygen is directly related to your ability to maintain and circulate energy throughout your body. Because oxygen is carries your ability to do respiration all throughout your system. So that makes sense to me. Sleep talk or sleepwalk, but you sleep stream? I don't sleep stream. There are some people that do that, where they will literally stream themselves sleeping. Which I don't entirely understand why people do that. Like, not talking about the people that do like those big streamathons where they stream for a week straight and they don't turn the thing off. And then because they're streaming for a week straight without turning it off, they are, you know, you gotta stream something, so you gotta be on camera. I guess you could maybe run a rerun, but that wouldn't be the same, thing. Just doing it live. And yeah, it is literally free money. But man, the idea of just streaming people watching you sleep is kind of sus, you know? I'm being dispel magic, but I don't even see what by. Interesting. Feel weak as hell. Yeah, but you'll get there. It's like the basically what happened is you just reincarnated. So, you know, it just takes some time to get back to the strength you were at, but in a little bit you'll like forget about the fact that you've reincarnated, and then you'll feel better than before. And the best part is because if you're feeling not that great, the distance from feeling not that great that you were feeling before to the very good feeling you're going to be feeling soon is so far away, those two ideas, that you actually won't be able to notice a tangible difference. So you won't even be able to do a direct comparison. Why are there only 3 monsters? What is this? Is everyone in the zone? Oh, I guess maybe because they're just so far away, the monsters aren't spawning that well. It's like solo level of monster spawns. Really weird. Heard you get first crack at harassing the new producer on Friday. I wouldn't use the term harassing. I would say interviewing, but yeah. It's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Since then.
As I mentioned before, one of my favorite things about SSG is finding out that you're the date and time you're doing stuff live with everybody else.
Even the sun is against me.
Yeah, it's literally 4 monsters per pack.
Eric's, when do they have you start on escalator backwards?
Why would you do the escalator backwards? I don't even think I could handle an escalator backwards. Straight up. Yeah, it should be good. I'm excited to see what we're going to learn about Dungeons & Dragons, what they got going on, some of the things, and how it's going to affect it. A new producer can mean a lot, and it can mean a little, depending on, you know, the direct impact. I would say I'm still waiting. It takes time. It's not like you're going to see the impact of the new producer instantaneously. It's going to take you some... Oh, there's the big packs. There's a big pack here. Oh, sick. Okay, good. Come on, big packs. Don't fail me now. More of them. More. The impact of the producer on the game is going to take some time to really become noticeable. Because, you know, it's like a lot of stuff... The wheels are already spinning, right? They're going to be getting onto a large ship, like a cruise ship. So the ship is moving. It's already going in a certain direction. So if the new producer is like, we're going to change direction, we're going to go over here, it is a gradual turn. It is going to take days or weeks or months to get some things changing. So there might be some immediate changes, but nothing crazy. At the very least, it'll give us an opportunity to get an understanding of what the current directions are, and hopefully what some of the major changes they are planning on doing and what those impacts might actually be. Because honestly, I don't know. I'm excited about Dungeons & Dragons Online and about DDO's future, but... I don't know exactly what they're planning on doing. And getting that intel would be good. The Bullywug petition. I have a petition that was signed by X amount of people that was sent to the highest levels of U.S. government because we got enough signatures on change.org. So make it. Bullywug, please. Bullywug. Stop development of DDO2 and work on DDO3. Also, unless something changes, it's going to be a live interview and not pre-recorded. Because if it was a pre-recorded interview, it would be very difficult to throw that on the live stream, and the implication was live, based on the way Cordovan talked about it on the live stream today. So it should be a good and fun and family-friendly live stream. Well, it might not be family-friendly, but we'll see. Oh, good. Flame Skulls. See all those spells coming at me? Those are Flame Skulls. They're immune to cold. What a good monster type. Fire monsters that resist cold. Or are immune to cold and fire. Full live stream, then no one knows if your live stream is pre-recorded. Well, I include chat, though. Oh, maybe if there's ever a day where it's like, oh man, I don't actually be live, I can just pre-record something and be like, hey guys, chat's not working. I don't know what's up. For some reason, chat's not working. It's not loading onto the stream. I can't see it. I can't read it. I don't know what's going on. It's pretty sus. I gotta go shrine. To the shrine mobile. Yeah, so we'll see what actual information we get. Anything new, anything big. Exciting! Hopefully. I definitely did include as one of the questions on my list was, what is the absolute biggest thing you can spoil right now? What is the biggest secret piece of news you can put out right now? Physically now, this second now. No waiting, no patience, right now. We don't have the Bardic go on more monster killers? No, it's fine. We're going at a reasonable pace. It's all good. I just got a shrine. Get my mana back. Two v4? I don't know what you mean. Like 2 people are killing? That's fine. I do more than enough killing on this character to support literally the entire thing. It goes at a good pace because I'm just playing as a sorcerer. Because sorcerer is hilarious in that regard. It's the reason why I wanted to just run Slayers really quickly. It's not because I enjoy Slayers, but because sometimes there are efficient ways of going about and doing things. And you got to use those opportunities when you got them. Yeah. And I also don't know how long it's going to be because we didn't schedule a time slot. So I asked like an hour and a half worth of questions. Maybe we'll have to cut something. We'll see. Guys, you will pay the toll. Yeah, true. When you do Slayers, you do get the opportunity to kind of like sprint through so much of this content. Zoom, zoom. New spicy pizza from Pizza Hut? What did they put on a new pizza? It's got like ghost peppers. Did they just dump it and they just dump a whole bottle of Frank's red sauce on it instead of actually using like tomato sauce? They just use Frank's. What an idea. The baseline sauce of the pizza, just don't use tomato, just use Frank's Red Hot. I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm just thinking about it and it sounds really funny in my head. And whatever fiery flakes are. Flamin' fire flakes? Man, I want to make a pizza. I haven't done a build your own pizza night with my friends in such a long time. Yay, it's been slain. I don't know why these guys are just standing out here and they give me a chest. It's a neat little adventure thing, but the Slayers, but yeah. You want pizza? You always want pizza, dude. Everybody always wants pizza. True fact. Fortunately, usually when I finish live streaming, so before the pandemic, almost everything around me would be open until like 1 in the morning, that sort of thing. But now usually I'll finish live streaming at like 11 p.m. or midnight. So pretty much every single thing that I could conceivably order is closed because they're supposed to close now earlier, or I guess they don't see the benefit of being open later. One of those two things. And so I end up with just like, I don't really order a lot of pizza ever because it's just nothing is open. So I have to make sure I'm preparing my own food before I get the live stream over. This stream I got to where I can use the staff and I have one thought. Yeah, what's your thought? Yeah, just bear in mind, so you need intelligence on everything. So you want an amulet that grants you intelligence with the intelligence stat on it. You want boots with intelligence. You want gloves with intelligence. You want a chest piece with intelligence. You want intelligence on both of your rings. Whispering Ice is stack intelligence. That is the only way to scale it. Leveling up doesn't really matter. You also want intelligence out of the tree. You want to make sure you take the extra intelligence node out of Witch. There's like a thing that gives you like 8% more intelligence and 40 intelligence on the top right corner of the tree. You need intelligence. There's a crow. So as long as you're scaling intelligence, you should be good. Also, you need some spell damage as well. So, like, you know, some cold spell damage here and there to, like, help bump up the damage. But your base one is all intelligence. So the problem with that skill is twofold. One, it costs a lot of mana. You think that wouldn't be a problem because you have a lot of intelligence. And normally you'd be right, but it costs a lot of mana. So you have to manage that as well. Yes, you also want the spellcast mastery 100%. And then the other problem is that it's also slow. Possibly with Slayers? Yeah, 100%. It's very, very possible. It's just insanely tedious. Epic Slayers scale to the number of players in your party. Heroic Slayers do not scale to the number of players in your party. So you 100% could just do Heroic Slayers if you wanted. It's just a bad idea. Anything is possible at Flying Rhino Junior High. Oh man, that theme song stuck in my head forever, and I haven't watched that cartoon since I was a very young child. Yes, you can actually do it in the Korthos Wilderness because it does, repeating rares does always give you the same amount of experience. Yeah, just depends on what your time is worth it to you. You know that episode of South Park where they have to beat that guy and they realize they can't die in the beginning adventure zone, so they in World of Warcraft, and so they make the commitment to kill boars until they're high enough level to beat the other guy who's PvPing them and killing them, the nerd. You can do that in this game too. You just shouldn't. Like, the game will let you. No one's gonna stop you and be like, you can't keep leveling up like this. Exactly, live to win. Yeah, Pee-wee Ninja is great for getting some ideas. The problem is if you use either underused skills or things that aren't the way they're supposed to be used, sometimes it's not as helpful. So, like, as an example, Whispering Ice is very popular, so people use Whispering Ice all the time. I don't know about this league, but usually they will use it a lot. For me, I have been using Armageddon Brand, which is normally a damage over time skill. And so almost every build that uses Armageddon Brand is damage over time. And I'm playing crit Armageddon Brand, so I don't see it as much. Also, there's like 2 crit builds that are actually posted that are similar, but they both use the same setup, and their setups are multi-exalt setups. Like on day 2, you have these people who are like the only people that were playing the same build as me that I saw were like, you know, they both have Watcher's Eyes, they've got the Timeless Jewels for like the special passives and stuff. Out of the tree, they've already got Cluster Jewels on like day 2, and it's like, I can't afford this. No, this is too much. It's good. It's good to keep in mind that there are like upper levels of this, but I'm like, day 2? Also, none of them were using 3 dragons, which I find very confusing. Which is what I'm using. Arc. Because I wasn't sure about using 3 dragons, but then I started using 3 dragons, and I was like, you know what? This is what I should be doing. 3 dragons is good. For you, those of you who play so little Path of Exile or don't play Path of Exile that you don't know what 3 dragons means, basically. Oh, let's do a reset. It's been a while since we've reset. Three Dragons is a special, unique helmet. So each of the main damage types has an effect. So Cold damage freezes stuff, fire damage ignites stuff, and lightning damage shocks stuff, which makes them take more damage. It's pretty straightforward. Path of Exile is really simple like that, which is nice. But the Three Dragons swaps all those things. So your cold damage doesn't freeze stuff, your cold damage ignites stuff, and your lightning damage freezes stuff, and your fire damage shocks stuff. And that's what I've been doing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Sunburst is fantastic. It used to be terrible, and you would never want to use it, but now Sunburst actually does hella damages, which makes it very good. It also blinds everything, which is just a valuable thing. If you've ever run Reaper 10 and you've never used blind before, try it. You will be pleasantly surprised with how powerful blind is in general. Like, if you've never blinded anything, holy mackerel. 27 already? Yeah. Yo, what's up? So this is 27 after a total of, let me check my XP potion. XP potion says 1 hour and 43 minutes of playtime. From 20 to 27. Which is not bad. I'm happy with that. How are you doing? How goes your path to exile? I grabbed the 5 eveningstar sagas plus a elite Ravenloft and a elite saltmarsh saga, and then 3,000 kills in Thunderholm Slayers, 7,500 kills in Orchard, and now we're on Barovia. And I'm on a 50%, yeah. I ran, DDO was down, so this morning when I was streaming, I ran some, this morning I was running some, blighted maps and some other stuff. I did 4 new map clears and then a blighted map. Blighted map. Blighted maps, I am very fully aware, are not the greatest XP-wise, or like XP or loot-wise, but god, I do just love that tower defense mechanic. It's just fun. 200% Slayers? Yeah, I'm running majors. Majors. I'm trying to get to 30 in 3 hours, and I don't know if I'm going to hit that, but I'm trying. I'm 3 million off right now. So I'm at 5.3 million in a very short period of time. Dude, are there any monsters on this, or am I just walking through this with no monsters spawning? I guess there's technically gargoyles. Hello? Monsters. Oh, they're there. Yeah, it might be like 3.5 hours. Which is unfortunate. But we're trying our best. We're going as fast as we can. Why am I going as fast as I can? I don't know. I talked about it before, I'm like, I have too many builds to make, and I have to post too many YouTube videos, so I need to slow down. That's why I did a second past life, says the guy who does another past life in a day. Whoopsie. Oh well, and then we're going to reincarnate to Alchemist. Alchemist is a good fun build. It's solid, and a lot of people have wanted to see how to play Alchemist, so we're going to do an Acid Alchemist, so it should be good. I don't think I have any special Acid gear kicking around, and I definitely don't have any Alchemist gear kicking around. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, gargoyles. Hello. What's up, boyos? Also, this character is definitely faster and stronger using Draconic Incarnation, as opposed to, what do you call it? Magus of the Eclipse, which is a good comparison. Ooh, Alchemist gear. Oh, also, you might know something about this. I don't know. I guess maybe not. There was there was like the just chatting category was filled with all these French streams about doing something, and I can't read French, so I have no idea. I was like, oh, do you know if there's some crazy event going on that I don't know of? Having all these French streamers, which is good. I don't know if they're still here anymore. They might be gone. But there was like the all morning the top 5 stream or 6 streams that I saw on there were all like these French live streams. Could have been about anything. God, do I love that freeze mechanic. Watching stuff freeze is awesome. Do you recall the name? Nope. I recall nothing. It's okay. I wasn't wanting you to check. It was mostly just like if you knew. Because I assumed that like for example, because I am in fact Canadian, I'll wake up in the morning and sometimes Google will just be like, hey, by the way, this story might interest you. There's some Canadians doing some shit. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm assuming that happens everywhere. I don't know if that's the case. Or maybe people have their alerts actually properly set so that their phones and apps don't just give them random alerts for random stuff that they personally don't care about. I've tried telling my phone, being like, this stuff doesn't interest me. And it's like, okay, no problem. We will try harder and send you more things in the future to make sure that you really do care about the things that we're sending you. We're just going to keep just laying it on thick, like an extra coat of paint, like an extra coat of paint, like an extra coat of paint. Just thick. An extra layer of cake. It's also a good one. Layers of cake. Like an extra ogre, because they got layers. Yeah, that's true. Some people do turn them off. Oddly enough, I actually just don't wake up. At some point, I went from being a very, very light sleeper over the past, like, 5 years to being a very comparatively deep sleeper. Where I will sleep through most things. I'll sleep through major storms. My phone... Basically, if my phone is ringing, I will get it, usually. But if my phone is not actually just ringing, like if it's just a, you know, like a Discord notification, I don't wake up. Just chatting is weird. Okay. Yeah, Lost Ark is huge, and they want to get everyone invested in it, which makes sense. Because they still got people streaming. I'm pretty sure I don't think the competition is over yet. Maybe. I don't know. Team North America and Team Europe and Team Asia. Still, though, it's just crazy to me. Like, you think that there's, like, some large live streams out there, or you might, as a live streamer, think that you've got something going on. But then you check the Lost Ark category. Damn, dude. I have no idea how Asmongold's streaming with 140,000 people watching him. That's so sick. At 49? Ooh, 49. Man, that's such a huge amount of people. That's crazy. Oh, also, as a reminder, because I'm not technically streaming Lost Ark today, it means that you don't get any Lost Ark drops from me doing this, unless I just decide to stream Lost Ark later, which I might do later tonight for some more drops. Do that? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have to do raids and some dungeons and do some other competitions, some other aspects about it. It's like killing like endgame bosses, I think, similar to like the Path of Exile, stuff. Although I don't really understand how they exactly do it as a raid. I guess you have to assume everyone is going to level up all the way up to the cap as fast as possible. And how long are people even going to play for? Here, I have a question for you. I never carry silver weapons. Wait, these guys don't attack? Okay, I thought they would attack. I needed XP. Thanks. I don't know. I don't know. Because I know New World is the same, but did New World have 600,000 viewers? Like 600,000 viewers right now seems like a lot. Did it? Because I don't know. I don't know. I know that New World was big at the time, but like, yeah, maybe on like day one. I don't know. Like, Lost World's an actually complete game versus New World, which is not a complete game. I think that New World will pick up at some point soon. I think it's also important to remember that people still can't play Lost Ark until Friday unless they pay for it. And the gaming industry does depend on and run off of the energy of free-to-play players. Like, the free-to-play industry is very successful for a reason. It's not just like, I wonder why all these video game companies are doing it. It's because there's a lot of money to be had. And so drumming up all this hype and getting hundreds of thousands of people to be excited to play your game, I wonder what the player counts are going to be like on Friday. And it's cool because you can check those things, at least on Steam, versus maybe not every service, because you can't, I don't know if the Amazon Game Store will have that type of data and information. But that would be very interesting to see. I thought that Lost Ark was very fun and very good. I enjoy it quite a bit, and I'm probably going to be streaming some more of it later tonight. I'm probably going to be streaming DDO basically all day, taking a short break to grab some food, and then stream some more Lost Ark in the evening. $980,000 viewers for Lost Ark. Damn, man, that's so crazy. That's a lot of viewers. They think they, or not Lost Ark, for New World. I think they did a better job for advertising New World than they did for Lost Ark, maybe. Like, as an example, as a live streamer, I got like invites and codes to do it, to do New World, even though I'm not that big. And so I got reached out to, versus Lost Ark, where I actually did get free access to Lost Ark, but they emailed me after the servers went live. So I got an email, and they were like, hey, do you want to do Lost Ark? And I was like, yeah, but I already bought it. And I'm already live streaming it, so, huh? I hate flame skulls. They need to be adjusted or removed. This is a fake one. No, it's a real one. All right. Ravenloft Slayers 2 weeks after it launches, Elden Ring comes out? Yes, but Elden Ring has a very fast half-life, right? So Lost Ark is a video game that is constantly getting updated with new content and new things, and things are going to keep coming out about it. However, Elden Ring is one game. Elden Ring is going to be fun, and people are going to watch it, but Elden Ring will lose half of its viewership probably every day for quite a while. Because it just makes sense. There's no reason to, like, keep watching Elden Ring after all the hype has gone on it. There'll be some people that become regular Elden Ring streamers, just like the different Dark Souls streamers and stuff, that be able to do speedrunning and what have you. But it's not going to maintain its momentum at all. It's like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was huge when it came out, and people started streaming it, but then people beat the game and or got sick of bugs after, like, a week and a half. And now I don't even know how many people are streaming Cyberpunk. It's been a year, obviously, but oh, really? I enjoyed Lost Ark. I think it was great. Again, the important thing about Lost Ark is, unlike every other MMO, where I'm like, yeah, Lord of the Rings Online is great if you pay attention to the story, and Final Fantasy is great if you pay attention to the story, and Elder Scrolls is great if you pay attention to the story. Lost Ark is best enjoyed where you hit the G key as fast as possible and you ignore every aspect of the story. Every time someone says something to you, or they look at you, or they have something where they're like, they look like they have something interesting to say, they don't have anything interesting to say. They're just going to say some nonsense. Just move on. Hit the G key, fast, just mash it as hard as you can, and then go to the next sentence. And the better version, the staff is perfect, so maybe we should just 6-socket it. It's not perfect. I would buy a perfect version. Also, you can't 6-socket it because it's not high enough item level. Yep. So what you want to do on that build is also, you can't use anything other than Whispering Ice. If you swap off of Whispering Ice, you have to completely rework your build and do something else. Basically redo your entire tree, because the Whispering Ice is an intelligence skill, and other skills don't scale off of intelligence. So you can swap it if you want to use another skill. Just, like, you either are playing Whispering Ice and Ice Storm, or you're not. And those are two completely different conflicting ideas. Yeah, of course, Amazon pays money for the ads. Amazon. How are things going? Pretty good. I've had the opportunity to play a bunch of new stuff. Let's see, what's been going on for me? Since the beginning of the year, I think January is like just a stressful month for me, but February's been really nice so far for the first 10 days. I've really enjoyed it. The content is good. People are liking the stuff that I'm making and doing on YouTube. I've been able to stream a few different games and try out some stuff. And usually I would have an even smaller viewer count when I stream other things that aren't specifically DDO. It's been better than normal, which has been nice. A nice change of pace. I'm having tons of fun with all of the games that I'm playing, and I'm excited to do that. I got an exercise bike, so I've been exercising every day, which I don't know if you've noticed has had an impact on my energy, but I have noticed it's had an impact on my energy and my desire to do things during the day. It's been easier to get motivated to want to do stuff. So that's always been pretty good. What else? What else? I don't know why monsters are spawning in packs of 4 now. Sometimes they spawn in big packs and sometimes they don't. I don't know how Ravenloft works anymore. Yeah, Lost Ark has been fun. Path of Exile has been really fun. I'm excited for Elden Ring to come out. God, man, I don't know. There's just too many really, really good things. Oh yeah, there's like Guild Wars. I want to play that new Final Fantasy XIV expansion, and I want to try out Guild Wars. But man, there's so many good games to play. It is impossible. It is just impossible to play all of the games out there. There's no way. Yeah, man, things are good. Things are looking up. I'm stoked. I'm having just a good year so far. And hopefully the good year continues. He says. Hopefully. My favorite. What is DDO your favorite at the moment? Dungeons & Dragons Online is my favorite game that I've ever played. It's just my favorite video game. So at the moment and eternally. It's the reason why I'm a Dungeons & Dragons Online live streamer and the reason why I stream this game like 60 hours a week. And why I play it even when I'm not streaming. Because it's fun. It's just a good game. And it gets better. And like I said, I'm interviewing the new producer for Dungeons & Dragons Online, which is really cool. I'm stoked about that. It's going to be a good time. We're going to chat about the game. We're going to talk about, you know, features and all sorts of other stuff, and hopefully it'll be a good time. You guys will be able to learn something about what's going on in the features. I totally forgot that my Slayer pot had turned off, and I've been doing stuff without a Slayer pot for I have no idea how long, so that's going to increase this. When is that happening? So I sent some emails back and forth with saying some games. And one of the most interesting things about being an online content creator is sometimes finding out when things are happening or getting responses to your emails through the live stream. Apparently, next Friday. Which is what I found out today. on the live stream. It's more funny than anything else. Like, I find it entertaining, but yeah. They really didn't tell me the name. I do not know who the producer is. Sure. We can reset. Yeah, I don't really see any more. There's no more good packs. All the packs are gone. Thought 2022 was going to be a... Never thought 2022 was going to be a good year for MMOs. Yeah, well, the problem is 2021 and 2020 showed to be bad years for a lot of games, where it was just a lot of, like, game companies making games and selling games that aren't... I don't know, that, like, clearly aren't done yet, which kind of sucks. And so having games come out that are done is very, very interesting and a nice change of pace. Is that a I don't know or a I signed an NDA answer? I don't know. They did. I would attribute at least some of that to more popular game genres. Like, I think that the popularity of basically, like, shooters, like 2010 to 2020 was like shooters went crazy. You've got, you know, all the Call of Duties and Siege and Counter-Strike and Fortnite and PUBG and all of these shooters that are very popular, easily accessed, you know, in a lot of cases free to play, taken over Twitch and all these other media things. It's taken a while for MMO games to claw their way back. Because they lost popularity in terms of, like, this is what gamers do, and became, I don't know, just they didn't have their foothold on, like, Twitch. Yeah, also, World of Warcraft losing viewership also helped the MMO industry as a whole, because it helps people see that there are other MMOs out there. Yes, and unfortunately, MMOs still aren't doing new things, so don't forget that. If it's like, oh yeah, there's, you know, stagnation, MMOs are very, very much still 100% still stagnating. They're not currently doing new things. MMOs are still doing the same crap. Right? I like Lost Ark. But Lost Ark is just World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV top down. That's it. It is not a new video game. It is not a new concept. New World comes out. Literally not even one new idea in that video game. The irony of a game being called New World and recycling ideas that have been done from other video games before it, like very, very heavily, is like so thick you could probably cut it and spread it on your toast for breakfast. Yeah, and then also, yeah, MMOs are hard to make and expensive. It was an online MMORPG that a combat system that was more akin to, like, it was a very reactive combat system, so think more like more Dark Souls than like standing around pressing a couple keybinds or something. It was very cool and had a good concept, but it was designed, it ran into design troubles. The big TLDR is that it was supposed to be this big open world PvP MMO, and it was huge. It was supposed to be a huge, big open world PvP MMO. People are getting excited. It's the big open world PvP MMO, the big open world PvP MMO. In the alpha and the beta for New World, what they found is that the players, I'm not paying it, I'll take my chances. The players that gave feedback were like, the PvP sucks, and they need to make it more PvE oriented because PvP MMOs are like destructive. The problem with PvP MMOs is that if you're winning, you feel good, and if you're losing, you stop playing, which means you need a much higher cycle of new players than like a PvE MMO where everyone is kind of feeling good and people just stop playing when they get bored or something else new shiny comes around. And boredom takes a long time because people will subject themselves to video game content that they don't really want to enjoy, but they're doing it anyway because it's habit. And new shiny things, again, in the MMO sphere, there's not a lot of new MMOs that are running around all the time. So unless somebody hears about something, they're kind of stuck doing whatever they're doing. It's more easy to make money and to maintain your player base versus PvP, where, like, you know, I have a few bad ganks, and all of a sudden I no longer wish to do MMO PvP anymore. And so they basically, all of their PvE content that they have in the entire game was developed in, like, the last year of development. Which means it's very rushed, and it's visually, like, you can tell. It's like they only have, like, 15 different unique monster types in, like, the whole game. Except for, like, a couple unique bosses. So you get used to fighting the same things over and over and doing the same things over and over. Look at all these guys! Why are there so many guys here? This is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. That's why they're all just here all of a sudden. Is this guy with me? No, this is Tesser. Like, where's that guy? So yeah. And that's New World in a nutshell. I'm a bad influence, you got it. That's me. Those that are breaking the rules scenarios. Quests don't exist, everyone can heal. Yeah, I want to play Guild Wars because, I mean, I'd like to see if Guild Wars is different. It's like, Final Fantasy XIV didn't make a different MMO, they just made a better one. They just sharpened, or like, you know, smoothed out a lot of the rough edges from other existing MMOs, which was smart. Whereas like World of Warcraft vehemently does not want to listen to their player base and actively like shows their malice towards them. Like publicly. Like, dude, seeing like developers and stuff from Blizzard, you know, post on Twitter about how they don't like either content creators, or seeing community managers physically berate people on forums is like, oh geez Louise. These are your paying customers. Just ban them. Just ban people. It's way easier. If you're a community manager of a forum and somebody says something you don't like, you ban them. Then you don't have any controversy because you just go banned for breaking terms of service. Also, the World of Warcraft community sucks. They're a bunch of really irritating, frustrating people to probably have to interact with all the time, which also sucks. One of the challenges making is the direction toolset take a long time to tweak, so the tools. Well, and that's it, right? So I have to imagine that a year from now, not Lost Ark, sorry, a year from now, New World is probably going to have a lot of its kinks figured out. They'll know what they're doing, what direction they're going to go. But they're already, like, they were plotting their course. The same thing happened in Elder Scrolls Online, right? Elder Scrolls Online had their beta, and the beta testers and players were like, these are all of the problems with your game. And they were like, huh. Well, we can't fix any of that before the game comes out. So they knew that they had to fix it, but they had no time to fix it. So they just kind of carried on, did what they could. And then about a year and a half after release, they had the big Tamriel 1 patch, which fixed an insane amount of problems with the game and made it significantly better. So, because it takes time. Again, these are not tiny little ships. These are big boats with like 150, 200 people working on them. And when you design a new feature, you're like 2 years out on the feature. So pivoting after a year of progress is not always the easiest thing to do, because you have to ask yourself, how much are you willing to sack in like literally actual like lost cost because you spent 2 years developing a feature you can't use or that people don't like. Yep, exactly. WildStar had 100 content developers? Damn. I'm still waiting for for somebody to pop up a WildStar private server so I can actually try the game. Camped. Moving on to Feywild Slayers. I have no idea if Feywild Slayers are worth the XP, but we'll see. I already have the XP or the Slayer thing going. I have an hour left on it. Yep. And also, it's also difficult because you don't have no idea what the players want. Which is a major problem. Like, when you design a new MMO, you have no idea what the players want. You have to let them... You have to, like, release the game so then people can play it, and then they tell you what they want, and you go, shit. You can spend $5 million on a bad idea before you realize it's a bad idea. Or $10 million, or however many millions of dollars. Yeah, so Feywild really needs extra people. Yep. Yeah, it's because what people don't realize, and this is something that, you know, it applies to DDO as well.
I was AFK for a bit in Lost Ark 2, so Armin has been hanging off THR bridge for about 15 minutes.
Oh, poor Armin. It's great. It's okay. He has to work on those arm strength to do those cutscenes when he's doing punches. So he's fine. So this is gonna sound tough for a lot of people, okay? And I want you guys to know this, but MMOs are supported by mostly casuals. Casual players are like 99% of the MMO player base of basically every MMO.
They don't call him AR-men for nothing.
True, he's Armin. True, yeah, not Legman. What are you thinking? That's just the way it is. So designing a game for your ultra hardcore player base is for a hardcore player base is generally a bad idea unless you know you can commit to that. Like, Path of Exile designs their game around a hardcore player base for some of their core players, but they already know they have statistics that like less than 10% of the players actually finish the main campaign. Most people don't. The majority of player base just like turns the game on and turns it off. And it's funny because you get these like people on Reddit, they'll post about it and they'll be like, oh, well, they say that like most people don't even make it past Brutus, but that's because they're just logging in and turning the game off. Like, that doesn't really represent the actual player base. And I'm like, no. As somebody who likes to make money off of their products, that does matter. When I go onto YouTube, okay, it tells me exactly how long people watch my videos for. I know how long people watch my videos for. So if my videos are 25 minutes long and my average view time is 4 minutes, I don't get paid a lot. Because that means people aren't staying to watch on the platform. They're not watching ads, and they're not interested or like my videos don't help with people's retention. So YouTube's not going to pay me. So the fact that, you know, the majority of the people that are playing a game might not only stay for, you know, an hour, and then they turn the game off when the game has 200 hours of content, has a real tangible impact on like your growth of your video game. Like, it matters. So it's rough. As I hadn't linked your account. Can't make an account until it goes free on Friday. Sag. Yeah, but they're going to be doing drops. They're not doing drops before Friday. Or no, the drops end on Friday, so that sucks. Oops. I think they might have some drops on Friday. Maybe. I didn't check the listing. I'll be streaming it later. Man, why is it that every time I go through Feywild, I like instantly red alert constantly, and now that I'm coming through here looking for Slayers, I can't find any monsters? What is happening today? Like, I literally always... Look at this. One monster. It's always a red alert city in here. But apparently the Feywild has just changed. Sucks. I might as well just go run, I don't know, Epic Elite Feywild or something. Which would be faster. I don't need to rush. I mostly just want to kill lots of monsters at the same time.
The birds look down from high upon the tree.
Your packs are in the way from one quest to another? Maybe. 3 crabs. I'm still getting 150k XP, but it just feels bad. Maybe the place just didn't load with enough people? I have no idea. 1 monster per person in the party? Yeah. Time gating sucks. I am very curious as to know the effectiveness of time gating, because all MMOs time gate everything, but time gating is one of the most frustrating aspects about any video game. Like, I despise the loot system in DDO in that you... Actually, I just hate the loot system in DDO. Just straight up. I think it sucks. I think it's garbage. I think that ransack sucks and is unsatisfying. I think that limiting the way that people get their loot by saying that you can only... Like, giving people a 33% chance to drop an item from a chest, so you rarely get items on the harder difficulty, but then also at the same time saying you can only run the chest 8 times in a week. So the odds of you getting your item are very low, and if for some reason they go outside of the standard of 4 items per quest, which some quests do have more than 4 items per quest, it just demolishes your ability to get any items. And everyone's like, oh, well, you know, you don't want your players to get burnt out and to, like, maybe run through all the content and to slow people down. Which is, like, the prevailing thought. But I don't know. I get burnt out when I can't get the loot that I want. I log in, I don't get the loot, and I turn the game off. I go do something else. And sometimes you forget about it. At least in DDO, fortunately for me, I enjoy the game enough that it just makes me frustrated in ITR. And that's one of the reasons why you rarely see me play characters in endgame. It's because farming at the loot is so frustrating. There is a good chance that whenever I get to level 30, I just can't get the loot that I need for a build. Therefore, I can't play the build that I want to play. Therefore, I'm going to reincarnate. So I don't showcase the endgame content because it's just a waste of time. I know that about probably 60% of the time that I do this, I'm not going to get the items that I need. That's just how it is. That's how the math turns out. Which is not cool and not fun. So it's like, okay, well, what would I rather do? Would I rather play the game and hope I get it and then not be able to make satisfying content after hours and hours and hours of farming? Or, so spend, 20 hours farming, not get what I want and have to reincarnate, or just reincarnate and actually play another cool build. Boost benefits from augment summoning? Yeah, it does. Yeah, dude, that's so frustrating. Straight up, I'm just... LotRO fucking sucks. Sorry, dude. I'm sorry if you like Lord of the Rings Online, but, like, I don't know what these jokers are doing with their product. It's so frustrating and stupid. It's a cool video game. But, like... what they could do? Just finish the fucking legendary system. We don't like that people are farming out the old content because it's really easy to get the new system to get it updated. Then, hey, here's an idea. Why don't you put the new stuff you want people to farm in the new content you want them to do? What an idea. We don't like it that people are doing old content to get the items that they want. And then someone's like, why don't we just put the items that people want in the new content? No. Let's not incentivize them to do the things we spent hundreds of hours getting people to do, like, you know, how long does it take a designer to build a dungeon? I don't know. 3 months to sit there and toil around with it? 2 months? 4 months? To have somebody sit down and maybe even multiple people put in the artwork and design it and put all these places together? Do you want people to run that? Nah, that's stupid. That's stupid. We don't want to incentivize people to run our content, because if we incentivize people to run the content, then they'd run the content. That's not good.
This
So
soaring
dumb.
structure
It's so dumb.
will
It's so dumb.
fall
It makes me like so frustrated.
and the local center of the summer
And seeing the new producer post in the forums and basically be like, you know, we're still fleshing out this system, you know, so it's all going to come together when people are figuring it out. Yeah, that would be totally acceptable. Except, oh, wait, what's that? The system came out last year? Shut up, dude. We gotta reset town. This place is very small, so it doesn't have like a lot of monsters in it. Also, because we all didn't load at the same time, it doesn't have a it didn't actually load the extra pack size. Again, it's like, it's really cool. It's a fun video game, and like, and this is the other thing that I find so intensely frustrating, is that I know a lot of the people that work on Lord of the Rings Online, and they do a great job, and especially at what they do. And there's a lot of really smart and knowledgeable people that work on this team. I just don't understand how these colossally bad decisions that are so bad, like, I don't say this often, but it's so obvious to me from the decisions that are being made that there cannot be a single person that has any decision-making power that is familiar with how the game works or plays the game. There's no way. There's no way. It's impossible. There might be people on the team that play the game, but there's no one that actually makes any high-level decision that plays the game. That's just it. Not even close. Reset. Like, oh man. Removing the gold traceries from the old content. Okay, well then where do you want people getting them from?
Hall, the home of Lord Arden and the local center of the summer court.
Because it ain't in the new content. Oh, we don't want people farming Osdunhoth for gold traceries. Cool. Then put them somewhere else. Thanks. Yeah, and you can't deterministically get your traceries. Because, again, when I saw... This is so dumb. So they had the system where you can get, like, you can craft the traceries that you want, right? And how do you craft the traceries that you want? Well, you get these little symbols and you can trade them in. So I thought to myself, oh, that's cool. They're just going to make it so that when you complete the end game content on the higher difficulty and the higher tiers, you would get these little trinkets, these symbols, you can trade in for the one that you want. How does it work? Is that how it works? No, that's not how it works. What happens is you get random traceries, and I don't know where you get those. Are you serious? They're only from the loot boxes? You're joking, right? You do not get the cracked sigils and all that other stuff from the loot boxes. No. You're making that up. I don't believe it. No. I haven't cracked a loot box since the expansions opened up because I refuse. Ever since, ever since the whole we want people to buy loot boxes instead of actually doing the dungeons to get the gear debacle, I was like, no. No loot boxes.
Did you just reset? I can bring characters back, but I gotta head to a couple stores, so you'll have to disband if I'm not back.
Yeah, I just reset. You're welcome. Yeah. But I guess it just doesn't matter anyway. I mentioned this before, but the majority of the people that play Lord of the Rings Online are like super casual and they play low-level stuff. I don't know, it's just like, it just makes me sad. Like, I have to imagine that this is what it feels like to be a World of Warcraft player, where the game that you enjoy playing just gets worse when they keep making patches, and it just gets worse, and it just doesn't get better. And you can see, like, the product decaying before your eyes, and there's nothing you can do. You just have to watch. And you're like, well, I guess this is how it is. I haven't had this experience yet. Because, like, I never cared too much about World of Warcraft. I was always like, haha, World of Warcraft. Like, look, people might not enjoy some of the decisions that DDO has made, like rolling back the power level on a bunch of the items throughout the game, or, you know, changing the epic system, the epic destiny system. But those are very good changes for the game, and they promote build diversity and have made the game a lot better and way more fun. So whether you like it or not, they are good changes. So what are you gonna do? There's two Torghast, the new patch, you're gonna rip your eyes out. You don't like Torghast? I thought everybody liked Torghast. Nah, we're good. We got a good pack. And true, yeah, you just have to play the last... Then you have so much content to do, and there's the whole story is fleshed out, and you have all this stuff to do. Yep. Oh, welcome. Smudge, like the cat. In exchange, my old slow skills charge them to reopen the vendor after every item. You shouldn't have to reopen the vendor after every item. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You shouldn't have to do that. Oh, there's some monsters. Now they're spawning extras. I didn't have that issue. I just kind of dragged items in one by one and it took them all. Yes, and all the time gating is gone. For a period of time, yeah. I've mentioned this before. I don't love time gating, but also I don't know the impact that time gating does have on like overall sales and player enjoyment. So obviously, as somebody who has the time to play 1,000 hours every friggin' month on the video game, or something close to that number, I understand why time gating helps kind of keep players like myself in the same range as players who get to play on the weekends. So that sort of thing, I get it. I'm not like confused as to why they do stuff like that. I just hate Ransack. Go away. Oh, he dodged me. I have no idea if this XP is fast or good. Probably neither. Anyway, enough about ranting about me being angry about video games. And yes, if you want to see me go off, just mention the Lord of the Rings Online. That's an easy way to get me to rant about something. Like, dude, they just added back the vitality essences. I literally don't know a single person that's like that wanted those back. I don't understand. The gearing makes so much more sense without it having it. It's easier to keep track of your stats. And they're just in this next patch, and I don't know why. Like, why did they remove them at the beginning of the expansion? Hey man, it's not my fault. Those are just good games. D2R is good. Path of Exile is good. And I will play some Guild Wars 2. And who knows, maybe it'll even be good. Oh, good video games. That'd be cool. Yeah, they should have retroactively just gotten rid of them.
D2R, Dance to Revolution.
It's basically just kicking the can down the road. Being like, we do have to solve this problem eventually, but when do we do that?
You cannot find any sign of who built this.
And yes, we do need to get some Dance to Revolution. Dance to Revolution. I still have my DDR ad. It's behind the computer. The problem is that I need to find a way to stabilize some stuff. Playing DDR in this room causes everything in the room to shake. Yep. But you understand, a lot of this stuff would be difficult. Welcome. Let's reset. I'm just gonna shrine and then reset. No, Eladrin, leave me alone. No. Oh, right as it gets to me. Oh, that was perfect. And then I got the shrine. Let's go, dude. There was 2 partners can move between NA and EU for free. I don't plan on playing on Europe.
Quest.
Although, to be fair, I am going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV on the Australian servers, so what are you going to do? I get to experience high ping for the first time in my life. And then you got shot? I did get shot, but I didn't cancel my thing. My recall, or not my recall, my shrine. You know how Dungeons and Dragons Online recently had a revamp where we revamped, or there was a change to like all the gear and all of it was recycled all throughout epics, and all the game and a lot of items got standardized? That's what needs to happen in Lord of the Rings Online. Set a standard system for how items are distributed throughout the entire game, all the loot, all the instances, redistribute all of that stuff so it actually scales, and then you can sweep away all the essences at the same time, and also make it so that your old content isn't completely useless while tying into the new content and make a continuous useful server, or like service for all the players. That takes time, so let's just get some, buy the loot boxes. Buy the loot boxes. Oh, you want appropriate gear for your level? Buy the loot boxes. Also, yeah, make old instances drop items, so you actually want to run them. Man, when they made it so instances stopped dropping items in Lord of the Rings, that made me so sad, dude. That was like a big sad moment. I still remember like doing Great Barrows and getting nothing. Being like, wait a minute, what? I didn't get any items. I was like, is the quest broken? So I was like, no, you just get marks now. It's like, what? I don't get loot when I beat bosses? Why not? Should add this scroll seal shard system. Yeah. Hey, anything's better. Well, like, and here's the thing. I've been a big proponent of the legendary item changes for a very long time. I personally think that the legendary item changes that are happening right now in the Lord of the Rings Online are long overdue, and the system, not the system, but a lot of the ideas are really, really, really good. It's just so unbelievably painful to interact with. First, the term traceries is just a mouthful. But going back past just like the semantics, getting all the things to upgrade your legendary weapon, like all the different tracers. Well, how do you get them? Oh, well, you have to play content. You have to do quests and stuff. Well, how do you get the... It's like, and this new resource, ancient scripts, that kind of unifies it all together. That's awesome. How do I get the ancient scripts? You don't. You don't get the ancient scripts. They don't drop anywhere. They only come from instance content endgame. Cool. What if you're like a player who doesn't want to do instance content because you're leveling through the game and you can't actually group with other people because there's no grouping tools? Oh, well, we said we're going to make grouping tools in the future. Yeah, and then also that too. Also just something of like, okay, I want to change my legendary weapons. Cool, sounds good. How do you do that? Well, you have to take it off. You have to open up your inventory, take the weapon off, and then put the new weapon on. That's how you change weapons in Lord of the Rings Online. It's the only modern video game I can think of where you have to do that. It's like kind of shocking almost. Like that's such an old quality of life where you like double click or right click on something and it swaps it. Yeah, you can't swap weapons. Like in combat's fine, I don't care about that, but you can't swap weapons by clicking weapons in your inventory. That doesn't work. You have to take the items off and put the items on. I don't know how that part got past the bull roar feedback when people are like, what? Oh, you can swap with a new beta build? Oh, good. Good, good, good. That's good. Look, an improvement and a change. I'm just so salty about it. I can't even be excited about changes like that. It's like, oh, they're making the game better. Yeah, I don't care. AoE taunt is having its cooldown increased to 40 seconds. Wait, is that being... I thought I checked it. I thought they reduced it down to 20. I'm confused. I looked over the patch notes on the brawler. Very cool. It's okay. Brawler skills don't work, so it doesn't matter. Like the buttons that you press on the keyboard to do the things, a lot of them don't do anything when you press them, which is very cool. Yep. Like, here's an example. You guys know me. If I find out about a bug, I'd like to report those bugs to make sure they get fixed, because even if it's like some weird exploit, I want to make sure that the game is functioning. You don't have people running into problems. I know of a brawler bug that lets you do something really crazy, and I'm not going to tell anybody about it, because the brawler class sucks and it is the only reason I can use my brawler. But there is a bug in brawler that lets them do things that other classes can't do, and definitely cheat things in the game, 100%. So when the brawler is like good enough to bring to a group or a raid without needing something like that, I'll bug report it. I'll let people know. But I need a reason to be like brought to group content, so. How's the video game 4 times player base at DDO? Because 90% of the player base just wants to explore the world of Tolkien. It's why the game is so successful. People just like the Lord of the Rings. It's a cool story, man. I mentioned this before. The content's really good. The world builders make the world incredibly pretty. Right? Like, the Lord of the Rings Online, no matter what you want to say about like, oh, it looks old in graphics, bro, some of that world design is just fire. It's just awesome. It's so good. Every castle, every landscape, every vista. Did you even see any of the gameplay footage when I was checking out Gundabad? Come on. Gundabad looks awesome. The different areas are amazing. Cloven Gap is just beautiful. The seat of Durin the Deathless. Durin the Deathless? Durin the First? Whatever his name is. Thorin the Deathless? I don't remember. Whatever, the guy that pulls himself out of the stone. Yeah. The content is good. The story is good. They do the best what they can with the cutscenes. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is good outside of the system. All of the systems, like, ruin the whole game. I don't know if it has anything to do with pay. I have no clue. Again, I don't understand how the interior of the work, so I can't make comments about it. But my headcanon as to how they decide what they want to work on in terms of systems is they just spin a big wheel. They just have like a big wheel and they spin it. Oh, yeah. And Dungeons & Dragons Online just kills it every time. Like, man. There is going to be a point where Dungeons & Dragons Online is not going to kill it. They're going to have a release that is not going to be very good. And I'm dreading that happen, because it happens to everybody, right? Sometimes I'll do a live stream where I don't have the same level of energy I normally have. Sometimes I'll put out a YouTube video where I just forget to edit it and upload it anyway. Because I didn't forget to edit it. I edited the actual thing, but I uploaded the pre-edited version like a bonehead. Didn't notice till 6 hours deep, which means I can't just re-upload the thing. Because people have already seen it, because you get most of the views in the first few hours. So, whoops. Everybody makes mistakes or has some bad content every once in a while. Nature of the beast. That's how it's going to be. Yeah, I edited it afterwards. I added the description afterwards. I keep using the word edit in the wrong place. I added the description and I put in segmented parts, which was basically like, look, I am very sorry. So what happened is I took my big live stream and then I chopped out the pieces that I need. And then I was supposed to edit that. So I did. And I set a blade and I did all the editing. I set it to upload afterwards, but I clicked the wrong file. I clicked the unedited file, the version that had no editing on it, because I was like, whoops. Re-upload the video with a different title? Oh, that's really funny. That's actually that's a very good idea. That is the 5-head play. Just call it something totally different. Yeah, if you haven't run it I would recommend running it with a group if you can, because then people can pass you the item. And the needle blights spawn in big packs, which is interesting. Video uploading techniques? Thanks, Fire Eater. Really appreciate that. As long as somebody is checking in to criticize my uploading techniques, I'm very happy with that. So, again, that is why I'm very happy with Dungeons & Dragons Online. I think the content is very good, so I'm excited to play other video games. Path of Exile just had a big release where the game didn't brick. You could just play. Some people had very minor problems, but the servers never went down. There was Like, when you play Path of Exile, you expect the game to stop working for some reason, and then you go to the subreddit and look for the RIP servers thread to find out the post from Chris Wilson or one of the other engineers who's telling you about why the servers just went down. And capped. That's all the Slayers for me. I'm a passionate guy, that's all.
In the distance, you hear the grinding of massive gears and
But yeah, it is nice to just chill out and talk about DDO. I love talking about DDO. Talking about character builds, coming up with ideas. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy talking about Path of Exile, because you talk about character builds, you come up with ideas. Oh, smoked. Got him. You notice all the new monster variety? I did. Yeah, Act 2, they completely added a bunch of new monsters. The Locusts are a cool touch. Because now Diablo 2 remake comes out, which, of course, they have to add swarms. I highly recommend to get ASAP now while they're reworked. Been away for a while. There's a lot of good stuff. The new hotness for a lot of people is currently the... sorry, the new hotness for a lot of people is... I can't hit this guy, can I? Oh, I can because of... Of course I can hit this guy, because even if he has evasion, you can't dodge Shirati, you bastard. I forgot about that. Shirati just lets me do whatever I want. The Bloodstone is good. The Duskheart is quite good. All of the Sands items, actually pretty much every item in the Sands is really good. The Vault of Night items are quite good. All the Vault of Night has been chunked into sets. The Red Dragon Scale set is also very good. So you haven't seen any of the Red Dragon Scale armors. They're very powerful, and people are using them a lot. Very popular gear. Why don't I spam Magic Missile? Because I'm a Cold Sorcerer. That's why. I do more damage with my actual spells, but the Shirati is just the icing on the cake. It's like, why don't you just eat the icing? Because I have a whole cake. I could just eat the icing. I could. But there's so much cake. Like, and also you get sick if you just eat too much icing. Now, granted, it's not if you're eating a McCain cake, of course. A McCain cake is totally different. Man, I should just show up on stream one day with an entire McCain cake and just eat it. Yeah, but Frostlance also sucks and is a bad spell. Let me ask you, what would you rather do? Use Frostlance or hit a guy for... I don't know how much damage that was. If I had the actual DC is like 14,000 damage. Like, I could press Frostlance, or I could just do this. Polar Ray, and him for 4,600. Seems good.
the last forge wraith dissolves into a
Don't let Milton see you. Who's Milton? Milton Bradley? That's what I should do. I should do a day where I just stream Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous and just eat a cake all day. Iceberg. Oh, Milton the Stapler Man. Oh, yeah. Milton from... Yeah. Milton. Pop quiz. What is your favorite Helm cosmetic? I've always liked Minos Leggings. We wish it had some better modified coloring. Memories of Kindness. You can't see it. But if I take this helmet off... Oh, it's not, doesn't display on Dragonborn. It's like a visual effect, like a little marking on your head, and I think it looks very cool on a lot of different characters. So yeah, Iceberg. Iceberg, for me, before I reincarnated on the character I was playing before, or sorry, on this character, when I was doing the Magus of the Eclipse, was hitting for about 11,000 with 25,000 on a crit. And that's without the proper gear. With the proper gear, this character does about 18,000 with Iceberg, and about 40,000 on a crit, probably. Thralls. Yeah, Red Dragon Helm's also pretty good. And then you have to decide whether you want to go 0 Degree Comet and get the second hit, so you can be constantly bouncing out Iceberg 0 Degree Comet, or you want to go Dragon Breath, which are different things. Yeah. Cold Sorcerer is like the top. If you're talking about single target DPS, the Cold Sorcerer is the top one. This guy had it set to R1, but he did Elite on the last quest, so I'm just going to wait for him to set it, and then I'll go in. Aspect of the Wild Hunt is also good, whether you're in animal form or human form. Sure questions, the googly eye goggles? We don't have any googly eye goggles. If we did, that would be great, though.
The ring is quiet, and the stands are empty. A small knot of people stands near a pile. Another group of lumbering brutes attacks the fighting pit.
Even though monsters are always going to make their save against my stuff, I don't care. Because we're on R1. I just hit them with enough spells, it doesn't matter. Small spider hat? Oh, the brain crawler? Those ones are pretty good too. What other good helmets are there? What other helmets do I like to use as cosmetics? I like the ice one, but it's more like a holistic cosmetic. Like this isn't a cosmetic you use on its own. It's like, it fits with the whole thing. See ya. 15,000 on a Reaper? Spell damages.
Muffled moans draw your attention to the south. Perhaps this is the source of the zombie invasion.
Yeah, this is definitely better as Draconic Incarnation, by the way, in terms of leveling speed and clearing speed. Not even comparable.
A musty, humid draft creeps
I hate that I have to shoot up there, though.
that the red musk zombies use.
Up to 34 cats in your home?
Creatures must be nearby.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, if you haven't, in Path of Exile, if you get pets, you can have your pets freely roam about your hideout if you want. Which is what some people do.
Feel a chill in the air. The draft seems to be coming from the western column. The chill.
Ring of Spellstoring is also quite good. Yep. Has to be one of the biggest new upgrades? Nah, I don't know. I think Ring of Spellstoring is pretty bland. Like I said, Legendary Red Dragon armor is probably the biggest, most powerful item that's been there. A lot of the sand sets are really good. Also, the Elder set is used by basically every endgame spellcaster in the entire game. So that's another one. So the Elder set is from Red Fens. If you don't know what that does, it is spell critical chance and spell critical multiplier on an artifact bonus, which means it stacks with everything else, including your specific artifact bonuses. Yeah, they added legendary items as well, so they're level 30, which dramatically improved like the power level of stuff. It's still going to be very good. Just consider that dripping with magma is going to be still very good at 1 second. Is a interesting, which should be like a neat look into how powerful that ability was. As well, or is there a craft machine someplace? If you're at the altar of epic rituals, take your character, put your finger on the A or D key, and you're going to start to twist, and you'll see an altar of legendary rituals right next to it. And you want to click on that one. It's got all the legendary gear. Also, all of the saltmarsh items as well. Nope, it's right there, right next to it. I just gotta use that. Let them key. Yeah, there's a lot of good weapons in there. It's good. Yeah, that was the fighter and not a reaper that's right behind me, which is good to know. Damaging slimes. It's very difficult.
Is this a new updated 20 to 30 showcase?
Not entirely. I could upload it if you guys think it would be cool to see. Cut out a lot of like the non-quest stuff. It is going to be fairly fast. I wanted to get it done in just like 3 hours of quest time, but we're not going to get it done in 3 hours of quest time. Ever since LD Mantle? No, so the Reaper, it's Famine Reaper buffing itself, so Famine Reapers have like a buff that they apply to themselves. That increases their spell damage, and it is that sound effect is also shared with the Kensai Power Surge sound effect. Kensai Power Surge. How did I miss both of these guys? I suck at this game.
Found no sign of the scavenged
Sure, yeah, I can do that.
Follow the goblin that ran off.
That actually makes the video editing a lot easier on me. This is a very easy thing to throw up online. It has been a total of...
He falls into the depths of the trash system.
I am 4 minutes away from 3 hours. Which is depressing. I wanted to get 3 hours! To be fair, if I had put a coordinated group together, it would have been a little bit more different, but yeah.
That sounds strangely like a...
So it was the Fate Singer's Mantle Foghorn. Though that there is that as well. I was thinking about the like shh sound effect that you'll hear sometimes. Something I will say I do miss about Thundersnow is Thundersnow reduces their reflex saves, which is quite good. Wildwood Vest. There we go. Oh, more work updates. I just had a meeting to give a status update. My update was still waiting on escalation. They said they were working on figuring out how to fix this for all customers going forward. I asked why not just fix this one and then go back and do the big picture stuff. Awkward silence, and then they start doing just that. 3 minutes later, my problem is fixed. Root cause never given what I was told I was supposed to have. Nice. That's a hilarious problem. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about different stuff. I was thinking of, is there a Reaper? Is something going to pop up in behind me and stab me? Security. Okay. I'm going to pick up Cogs XP on the way over. I'm so productive now because I can do some quantity of work. It's a small quantity of work, but hey, it's something, and that's what matters. Yeah. Must get free XP. Because I can easily slam dunk all the monsters in the next quest, but extra points along the way. I mean, it's just free real estate. 28,000 on the way to the quest. Let's go. In the group had the LFM bug out. BRB. Oh, that's you. Oh, cool. No problem. Cool, boss. Sounds good. Well, when you come back in, we're gonna wait for you to get into the quest, so you can get your questing XP. Whenever you hear fellow gamers talk about work, I think Lego, Emmett, business. Yeah. That was a fun movie. I didn't watch Lego Movie 2. I heard it was not worth it to watch. I heard, like, not that it wasn't worth it, but they really couldn't recapture the magic of the first one, which is probably like par for the course with a movie like that. Have you watched Tombstone? No, I haven't watched Tombstone. I haven't watched any TV at all in at least a week. Or any, like, I haven't looked at anything that isn't a video game in, like, a week. Have I watched Tombstone? You can drive to it? Oh, I can't drive to Tombstone. It's outside of my ability to drive to there.
Welcome back, Mr. Vaughn.
Too far. Okay. I didn't want to... Chest, lever. Oh! Oh, right. These things have, reflex saves. Oh, that's fine, I guess. I'll just kill him with Sharadi. Sharadi. It is so handy just to be able to do damage when monsters have evasion. The Night for the Haunted Brothel tour? There's a haunted brothel in Tombstone? I mean, that does sound cool, but admittedly, you had me at brothel. YouTube top lists. I'm grumbling at them. Top 10 cutest Pokemon.
You've defeated all the forge wraiths in the room.
Top 10 cities that are close to Colorado. Top 10 craters on the face of the moon. Good old top 10 lists. Then only anything from the last 10 years, yeah. Well, also, recency bias is a thing, and also, who knows shit about anything that happened in the past, like, 10 years, or, like, 100 years. Top 10 songs in the past 100 years. Well, first of all, no one listens to songs that they made in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. There might be some songs that maybe peeled their way through, but a lot of that stuff is not lost to time. It exists, just doesn't show up. You don't hear it on the radio. You just don't hear it. You have to go literally digging through for this thing. And then also, can you really compare the music quality of something that was made 70 years ago with the mixing and mastering we have today? Even if the spells are good and higher quality, you could re-record them in modern tech. I'm just going to go to roll call. Can I do roll call R1? Oh, probably. Can't be that hard.
You expected to find Forge personnel hard at work in this wing. Instead, you see an old woman pacing back and forth while muttering to herself.
Ah, yes. I know very little about an entire subject. So I will assume everything based on small pieces of media I have been taken. Ah.
One of which stands open. You'll have to navigate the forge by using the pipe system. Hostile security drones patrol the pipes. It looks like the lost students have triggered the wing's alarm system.
The answer, well, the actual answer is, write about what you know. It would be weird if you saw people who were like, somebody who is possibly very young or inexperienced about something, writing about something they didn't know about. That would probably make you more mad. Somebody who's 17 being like, top 10 Elvis songs. Bro, you don't know Elvis. You haven't even gotten married to an Elvis impersonator by an Elvis impersonator. You're talking to me about Elvis Presley. You gotta write about what you know. Do what you can.
You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
That's what I want to argue with at the TV, maybe. I'm gatekeeping Elvis music? Of course. Of course I know lots about Elvis. Look at the age of me and the type of music that I listen to. Oh god. Oh god, I'm pressing the wrong keys on the keyboard. That's me. Let's let him gatekeep if he wants. Yeah, why can't I gatekeep, huh? You think you own gatekeeping? Okay, apparently I can just do whatever on a sorcerer, so this is what I'm learning. I thought I was going to take more damage or just get wrecked by stuff, but apparently I'm not. I'm just doing whatever.
Hums with energy from the Kenneth crystals used to power the facility, but a thin trail of smoke points to a system malfunction. You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
I mean, I do have a lot of gatekeeper favor, so that would make sense. It's monsters in a room, and they're gone. This is a good class. I should play Sorcerer more often.
Captured by Forge security and brought to a holding cell. You'll have to go there to resolve the situation.
But yeah, I can't begrudge people for writing the stuff that they know about. If somebody decides to make a top 10 list of like... And also it's important to note that if somebody does make a top 10 list, it has to be subjective, because everyone's going to make a different list. And also, to farm out views, if you're a content creator, which you should go, hey guys, this is my things, but what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Post your comments down below as to whether you agree or disagree with my list, so that way I get more engagement on the YouTube algorithm. And also, maybe I do care about what you say, but mostly I care about engagement, so I can get the YouTube to recommend my videos more often to people. That would be awesome. Thanks. Because it's better to have people commenting about their, you know, oh, they do or don't agree with your video, than someone commenting on this, why did YouTube recommend this video to me in 2020? Like if you agree. Make you a gatekeeper's pet? I don't think so. And re-energizing? Oh, there you go. That's good. Like, commit, and describe? Yeah, maybe. Wait. We didn't... We're missing 2 people, dude. So very uncool. I guess we'll just do this again when people get here.
You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
Yeah, we'll just repeat it. No worries. Let me in. Let me in. Here we go. Okay, again. No reason I always worry the list folks will make one of those. Why not? What's wrong with making a movie about the best Alfred Hitchcock movies? I enjoyed North by Northwest, and I very, very much like Rear Window. It's got a good feeling to it. Suspense. You don't know what's going to happen. Does anything happen? The only thing I really didn't like about North by Northwest was probably the ending. Which sounds bad, but like, writing endings to movies is hard.
You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
Yeah, because you care about what's happening. I agree. Just finish? Unteachable, apparently? No, it's not unteachable. It's just like... I don't know. When you have somebody shouting at you to be like, stop! Stop! And you're like, I don't know. It's like you're just backing over somebody in the parking lot. And they're like under your tires. And they're like, stop! And you're like, I don't know. And you just keep backing up.
Back to the entrance.
I'm gonna go get this extra treasure chest because I can. Yeah, I didn't watch Birds. I've heard Birds is apparently a very... You can tell it's an old movie. Yeah, writing endings is hard. Almost every product I've ever enjoyed is like, it was pretty good, and then it ended, and they didn't know how to end it.
crystals used to power the facility, but a thin trail of smoke points to a system malfunction. You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance. You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
Like, it reminds me of a game that some people might actually like in chat, but I thought had a terrible ending, was BioShock Infinite. Man, in that game, spoiler alert for the ending of the video game. BioShock Infinite has nothing to do with any other BioShock title. It's completely unrelated. They don't mention any of the characters, they don't mention the events or settings. It is completely 100% unrelated. And then in the last 5 minutes, you randomly get teleported to the location of the first game.
Strim, what did you think of the movie?
And then the
Exports?
game ends. And I'm like, why did you link this in? Can't they just make it another video game? It's done. Think of the movie Rare Exports. I don't know how this is going to turn into a D's Nuts joke, but I haven't seen it.
Thank the host, he cries. I knew they'd send somebody. It's not
DLC? Yeah, I didn't buy the DLC because I played the video game.
Emanates from the Shield Guardian. Intruder. Power system compromised. Unauthorized crystal removal. Eliminate threat.
I'm sure it's good. Maybe they should have put it in the video game. That's usually how I feel about stuff. Oh man, if it's gonna be that good, put it in the video game. Like, continuing the story, sure. But like, I don't think, I'm probably pretty sure that the DLC Burial at Sea probably, I mean, maybe it did, I'm not sure. Maybe, but I don't know if it actually needed that added on to the ending. Maybe it did. I don't know.
Quickly, Chance says. Unlock the security doors.
I'm just agitated. I remember watching it and being like, this sucks.
Pulling the wrong lever will summon the authorities.
Why do this?
The lock's holding Chance in his cell.
Alright, ruinous schemes.
That's
West corner.
You teleport the hapless student back to the entrance.
I don't think of other things that had bad endings. That were like pretty good but had bad endings. Most things that I watch play are pretty good with a bad ending. Oddly enough, I really like the ending of Undertale. That one was pretty good. Mass Effect had a terrible ending. Mass Effect 1, great ending. Mass Effect 2, great ending. Mass Effect 3, oh no. Oh no, dude. Why did they do this? Mass Effect 3, why? Oddly enough, Mass Effect Andromeda's ending was not that bad. All things considered, it's not a great game, but the ending was not that bad for what they wrote in the story. It does wrap things up nicely. The only downside about the ending in that game is that the ending heavily sets up the first DLC that they canceled. And then they never released any DLC for that game, which made me very sad. I'm trying to think. Other things that had terrible endings that I watched recently. Yeah, also any video game that does like wave fight instead of a boss fight. Like games that have bosses but then use waves instead of a boss. Bad. Don't do that. I hate when that happens. When you play, so for example, BioShock Infinite is a video game that has actual bosses in it and boss fights with big boss health bars all over the place. The ending of it is you just keep fighting waves of guys and then eventually it's over. Why? Put a boss. Put a cool boss. I don't know. Do something interesting. And another game that did that as well was BioShock 2. Oh man, this sucks. Well, Polar Ray, everybody. Polar Ray. Polar Ray. Oh, these guys don't have evasion for some reason. Nice. Yeah, I don't know much about Fallout 3. Ending of the story of DDO. I hope if they end the story of DDO, that means the game is closing. So I hope they don't end DDO. MMOs don't really have an ending. They might bookend some stories, but they always leave them with the opportunity to open them back up. Yeah, or they could add DDO too. Yep. Like the GS Ball in the Pokemon series. GS Ball? Huh? Also, it's a ludicrous. Everything in this room has evasion and 13,000 health. I'm trying to think of other things that had bad endings.
Crumbles at your feet. Now you have a chance to find out more about the strange artifact that they were trying to unearth. You pull the lever.
Most movies I watch usually have dissatisfying endings. Or you watch and you're like, I didn't want this. Either you didn't want it to happen, or they just clearly had a story that they were still writing and they just couldn't tie it all together. Yeah, they're the... I know... Sorry, Amagaro. I know a lot of people in chat can't read, but it's like... So you know when there's like these weird, like, arcane symbols that kind of show up in text like that? Or like they call that text? These like interesting symbols. You can usually read those if you know how. Not everybody does, so I understand. You know, gotta be inclusive. But, you know, some people can, and that's usually where they contain the story elements and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I find that it's unfair that a lot of video games actually want you to learn to read, to understand what's happening. It's kind of a bunch of dumb garbage, but what are you going to do? And next is Wraith Callers. They kept it a recurring mystery throughout the gold and silver season, then they just dropped it. No explanation. Oh, are you talking about like Pokemon the TV show? Northwest corner. That people are mad that too many pages of the book named the Codex of Infinite Pages? Yeah. I will say, I get confused as to why that is a pain point for so many people. They're like, why do we have to go get another page? Because it's a good reason to go to another area that doesn't exist. Like, they could just continue to flesh out the story of Eberron, and I think that would be cool. I'd love to see more parts of Eberron. We should go to Arganesson, or we should go to the Mournlands, or we should go to mainland Corvair, or we should go to Sarlona, or we should go to any of these cool places. I think that there's a lot of opportunity inside Dungeons & Dragons Online to add cool locales, places, different characters and stuff. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see all of that. But also, some people like their classic packs. They want to see the things that they either grew up with as a kid, or things that are being re-released by Wizards. So when Wizards says, hey guys, we're going to be doing some special re-release of, I don't know, something in Dragonlance or whatever, they're like, this is what we're going to do, we're going to do this thing, then maybe they want to include that, and Codex of Infinite Pages is a good reason to convince the players to be like, this is where you're going to go today. And you go, oh, sick. And you're just going to go. Yeah, Sarlona would be a bad place to go, but we could. Can't read. Can you read the producer's letter next week? Otherwise, I will never know what's coming up. Maybe. If it does come out next week, then we'll probably be chatting about it here on the live stream, so you can bet I'll do a review of it.
Deep into the ruins. The path opens up into a larger chamber, and the sound of voices drifts in from up ahead.
Like, I definitely agree with the idea that there's more interesting ways to tell a story than the Codex of Infinite Planes. But I also don't hate it, because without the Codex of Infinite Planes, why else am I going to Ravenloft? Well, not Ravenloft, but like, Feywild, because somebody stole it. Or the Saltmarsh, because it was stolen. It's a good MacGuffin to get you to go do something in the video game.
controls the door grinds into action.
So possessed. Yeah, they're new words. We're learning. Take it all in, everybody. Yeah, my living room. I don't think I have a Codex of Movement of Planes there, but honestly, they kind of get everywhere. You gotta just check under the bed.
Worshippers kneel before a makeshift altar. In their
You can only destroy the marketplace so many times. I don't know. Depends how many. Well, depends how many times you try.
the creature to punish those who have wronged them.
I'm sure they can find new ways to continue to destroy the marketplace.
Intruders, no matter. You will not deny us our vengeance on the city above.
Get him! I can't believe we used that out of range. Actually, I can. I suck.
As the Forge Wraith falls, shocked voices cry out throughout
There
the
you go.
heaven. The cult
Sweet.
is destroyed, and the city is
That's
now
camp
safe
for
from
me.
screams.
Thanks all.
Yet this was
Mile.
not the only Forge
Right
Wraith.
click. Promote Sonata.
Still lurk
And
Cogs,
town.
driven by their
That's level cap.
never-ending thirst for
Go straight to
vengeance.
brawler players what good character design looks like. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. All right, we did it. Level camp. Woo woo. And leave party. I gotta go hand in my thing. I gotta go get my saga. Yeah, so I wasn't 3 hours. It was 3:11 game time. Oh, what are you gonna do? 3:11 game time. No, 3:21. I can't read. Remember we talked about reading? Numbers are hard. And Bazinga. Yeah, the brawler's fine. It just needs some numbers changes. It's really just tweaks some numbers and the class is fine. And you take at level 30 Emboldened. All right, now that I'm up here, you want to grab the 20 spell power that works, spell DCs, and the epic moment, and I guess that's just it out of here. That's all I really care about. Everything else doesn't matter. Which means I would have 10 points left over. So I would probably like, I guess you could just go like this, grab Thunderstone, grab +2 Charisma. And some, I don't know, this seems fine. All right. Well, that's sick. Look at that. I got myself a whole bunch of extra stuff. I even got some more Reaper XP at the end there, because this quest was worth a lot. Whoo, there we go. I knew I could do it in a day, and by in a day I meant 3 hours and 21 minutes.